Welcome, Cobra fans, to the 2023 Cobra football home opener. We are here in Vanderbilt, Texas. Guys, there's just something about being home in Vanderbilt with this beautiful backdrop that we have out here, the excitement, the enthusiasm, the crowd. It's going to be an amazing season. I know it is. This is Will LaRue coming to you live from Cobra Field, and since we're not able to bring y'all the broadcast last week when we were at Yoakum, we're going to reintroduce everything that we're doing this year in this game right here. And joining me again in the booth this season is Lee Lewis and Rob Bargenbook, but they aren't the only ones. Lee, why don't you have the honors of introducing the rest of our team?
Yeah, you're right, Will. This season our team has grown significantly as we added 3 new faces to the group. Ryan Barnett, our producer, is going to be producing all the video images that the fans are seeing on their screens at home, and of course running all of our commercials so that we can properly give our and promote our fantastic sponsors. Out in the stands with the fans is going to be Chase Charbula. He's a recent industrial graduate, and he's going to be out there bringing you the best camera angles so everybody at home gets to see their favorite Cobra on the field in action. And, of course, rounding out the team is Industrial's very own double nickel, number 55, Wes Unger, who is going to be bringing us sideline updates and reports from the field all season. Of course, he's going to be doing that next week, Will, as he has already had an approved vacation that was planned prior to accepting this job.
Yeah, I don't know who approved that, Lee. And go to the proper channels.
We'll have to talk to HR on that one.
A little voting on that one or something? Well, it's going to be an exciting year, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to be bringing to the Industrial Cobra fans this season. But we are not the only ones who have some new faces around. Coach Nairn had to fill several vacancies over the summer, and we had the opportunity to sit down with them at the kickoff barbecue as he introduced his new staff, and it sounds like the Cobra staff got a lot better with experience.
You know, Rob, they sure did. Industrial added 4 new coaches to the Cobra staff this season. Coach Joe De La Garza, he's a former defensive coordinator. He's serving as a cornerbacks coach this season. Andre Van Duren, he's a former San Angelo State football player, and he's going to be coaching the linebackers. Kids really have adapted to him. They really enjoy his coaching style from what I've heard. Coach Carney came in from Giddings, and Carney's dad is a longtime athletic director, so Coach Carney's been around coaching his whole life. And Coach Carney, he's working with the quarterbacks this year and serving as the pass game coordinator as well. And then, of course, Paul Darlichlick, he's returned to coaching and working with the offensive line.
Yeah, and I'm sure he knows a little bit about Shiner, being that he grew up there, played there, coached there, and so having Coach Darlichlick on our side tonight is going to be a little added advantage. Joining all those new faces are the returners we have. Returning coaches include Alan Fellers, who is going to stay on as defensive coordinator. Rusty Rowe is going to be linebackers coach this year. Noah Clarkson will be working with the defensive line. Dylan Jackson on the other side as he works with the offensive line. Mike Medina will be the special teams coordinator. And Jed Hood returns coaching the receivers. Of course, leading the gang is the big boss, Coach Nairn. He's returning his second year as head coach here for the Cobras. Last season, Coach Nairn led the Cobras to a 10-3 record, 5-1 in district, and they made another third-round playoff appearance for the 4th year in a row under his watchful eye.
Yeah, last year the Cobras lost several key contributors, three of which went on to play at the next level. Clarence Hosey is at Texas A&M Kingsville. Jacob Rebka is at Hendrix College in Arkansas, and Ryder Uloa is kicking for the Yellow Jackets at Howard Payne. Even with those talented young men moving on, your Cobras are returning 26 lettermen.
Woo, that's a lot, Rob.
Of the 26 returning lettermen, 12 were awarded all-district honors last season. 2 sophomores have also made the varsity roster. Zach Villarreal, which we saw his presence last week.
Absolutely.
Will be playing safety and serving as the backup quarterback. And Jackson Kahanick, who will be helping out a lot on the defensive line. Ashton Garza returns as a signal caller for the Cobras. Garza finished the season as the leading rusher with over 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. He threw for over 1,700 yards and 13 touchdowns. So Garza will look to improve on those numbers as he leads the Cobras during his senior year.
Yeah, so that's the team, that's the leadership. Now let's talk about that game last week as we get into our Cobra recap, and we recap that booger. Your Cobras began the season last week in Yoakum. The Bulldogs took that first possession and used several different ball carriers as they pushed the ball down the field and scored from 7 yards out on a design QB run by Zach Taylor, the Army commit. The Cobras' first possession did not go as well as it resulted in a 3-and-out. Bo Bethany, though, kicked a 61-yard punt to completely flip the field, put the Cobra defense in a better spot, as the Cobra defense then took over, stood strong against the Bulldogs on their next possession, where sophomore safety Zach Villarreal, the one you just mentioned, Rob, introduced that Army commit Zach Taylor to some Cobra football.
And he sure did, and we highlighted that clip on that clip right there and that hit on our weekday show. So go check that out on the Cobra Sports Network as well if you missed that. Also, the Cobras would struggle offensively last week in that first half, Lee. But Bo Bethany on the defensive side, he recorded several tackles in the first quarter. Bulldogs struck again with a QB sneak after a 55-yard strike to four-star recruit Xavier Barnett. And in the second quarter, Varela would force a fumble near the goal line where Kay Quebeca would recover the ball for the Cobra offense. The Cobra offense would then drive down the field, highlighted by a fantastic catch by Holden McMullen, but was unable to finish that drive, turn the ball over on downs, and the Bulldogs would eventually drive down the field and score one more time before the half.
Yeah, that was the first half, but Rob, the second half was a little bit different story.
The second half was a different story. The Cobra coaching staff implemented some halftime adjustments and began utilizing the run game and the short passing game, keeping the Bulldog defense on their heels. Ashton Garza would punch in the first score of the season from 2 yards out. The Cobra defense would force a punt and put the Cobra offense back on the field. Another impressive showing was Major LaRue, who was the workhorse, carrying the ball 4 times for 45 yards.
Yeah,
Tough yards at that.
Yeah, LaRue earned the Athlete of the Week this week. He was selected by the coach, and well-deserved, like you said, tough yards.
His rushing led to the next Cobra score, which was Garza would find junior Aiden Giannis on the play action. Garza would eventually find Giannis again for the 2-point conversion as the Cobras closed in on the Bulldog lead. Unfortunately, that would not be the last time the Cobras would find pay dirt, as they lost the opener 36-14.
Yeah, it was a tough game last week. There's no doubt. Didn't go the Cobra's way. But one thing that did shine was the Cobra cheerleaders. They put on a show and kept the crowd engaged the entire night. This amazing group of ladies, they continue to cheer and really just keep school spirit up throughout the entire game until the clock hit the zeros. This season, those ladies are led by senior captains Grace Bowers and Isabella Reyes. The co-captains are Desiree Alanis and Desiree Evans. And, of course, rounding out the cheer squad is Lauren Brown, Olivia Bowers, Elise Bullock, Rayleigh Carlson, Kendall Cunningham, Avery Harper, Emma Hessler, Allison Hunt, Kaylee Carl, Aubrey King, Bailey Kozak, Madison Quebeca, Alana Lange, Kylie Pollock, Mackenzie Sharp, and Briley Smith. Of course, stars of the show, the mascots,
There you go.
Venom and Striker, that's Riley Albus and Kimber Linke. So definitely a highlight last week, Will.
Yeah, big team for the cheerleaders as well, and they've done a fantastic job out here cheering the team on. Well, historically, guys, Shiner, right? The Cobras are 2-7 in prior meetings against the Comanches, and in last meeting last year in the land of beer and Shiner,
Yeah, buddy.
they prevailed with a 47-point shutout against the Cobras. Industrial struggled in all aspects of the game, and Dalton Brooks showed everyone why he was such a highly recruited athlete out of high school.
Well, some good news, guys. Dalton Brooks is off to Aggie Land.
Whoop.
So we don't have to worry about him tonight. It's the Cobra's turn now. Shiner is now at Cobra football field, which I can't even remember the last time that happened. They're
Right.
here at the Snake Pit. It's been 12 years since the Cobras last beat Shiner, with that win coming back in 2011 when the Industrial came out on top 20-7. With these two teams renewing their non-district rivalry, we are set to put an end to this 12-year drought tonight.
Yeah, we are. Well, I hope it happens. But when we come right back, we're going to look at what it'll take as we get into our opponent analysis, our Cobra season stats, and, of course, the notorious
Tail of the
Tail of the
tape.
tape.
Come right back and join us here in a few minutes, Cobra fans. We'll see you in a bit.
Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. You're listening to the Dink and Dunk pregame show as we get set for some Cobra football tonight. But, Will, before we do, let's dive into that opponent analysis. Tell us about the Comanches.
Yeah, so Shiner's led by Coach Daniel Bodecker, who has a record of, get ready, 54-4.
Dang.
In 4 seasons as the Comanches head coach. Shiner was 11-3 last season, losing by 6 points in a very close game to district rival Refugio in the 4th round. For the second year in a row, the Comanches have lost the opener, so beware because the Comanches will be hungry tonight. And Coach Bodecker returns 22 lettermen, and of those lettermen, 3 of those were starters on the offense and only 2 were on defense. So you're returning a lot of lettermen, but not a lot of experience.
Yeah, no, you're right. The Shiner team is a big roster each year, so it's nice to know that those guys didn't see a lot of action. But to highlight what you said, last year they lost that season opener as well. Same event that happened this year. Both losses to Hallettsville. Last year they came in furious, and we saw the brunt of that. Tonight, they're going to be feeling the same way. Cobra's going to have to answer that. Looking at what they do on offense. Shiner is very basic. They will run a double tight set the majority of the time. And we say majority of the time. Last week they ran 45 offensive plays. Rob, you know how many of those 45 plays ran out of that same formation?
39.
45.
Oh, okay.
They ran it 100% of the time. They never deviated. So tonight we may see them start opening that playbook up a little more. But either way, they're going to be heavy tendency to that ground and pound game. And that's really what they are. They're known for it. They've been that year over year. They love to stack people in the box. They love to set up the run and run the football right down the other team's throats. And that's what we're going to see them attempt to do tonight. Carson Schutte is the signal caller, and even with Brooks' departure, he's still going to have a veteran running back behind him. That's the senior Trace Bishop, who had 857 yards and 17 touchdowns last season. So clearly a little bit of experience.
Yeah, a little bit there. But Shiner's not been able to find that running back to step up, though. Like Brooks did, so we'll see if Trace Bishop is going to be able to do that tonight. Schutte will line up in shotgun from time to time, but most of the time we're going to see that offense in a double tight set using misdirection and rolling out on bootlegs to try to catch a defense committing too hard to the run, though, Lee.
Yeah. In the past, they've run a 4-3 defense, and we are really not sure what they're going to do tonight. We had a great talk with the X's and O's this week with Coach Nairn. Tune in each week if you want to see that. As we preview the game of the week, look ahead. But he highlighted it this week, Will. He said, we don't really know what to expect from the Comanches because basically they shift through all styles of different defense. They'll move from a 4-man front to a 3-man front. They'll go into a 3-3 stack. They'll plug additional linebackers in to help stop the run. They'll pack the box. They'll sneak the safety up. They just do a variety of things, and you don't really know what kind of look you're going to get. And, of course, we don't have a lot of tape. There's only 1 weekend, so it'll be interesting to see what they do and how quickly the coaches up here in the box can identify it and take advantage of it.
And you hear it in the background right now. Country Boy Can Survive is playing. The boys are coming out on the field and getting ready to go in that tunnel. But first, Rob, we've played 1 game so far.
Yes, sir.
What do the stats look like for these Cobras?
Well, last week, the Industrial Cobras accounted for 272 yards of total offense. 120 of that was on the ground and 152 through the air.
That's shocking. It did not seem like that much through the air.
No, the third quarter was strong for us. Garza was 21 of 28 for 152 yards, averaging 7 yards per completion. He spread the ball around, linking up with 7 different receivers. Junior Holden McMullen led the team with 36 yards, and Aiden Yanish was right behind him with 33 yards and a touchdown. Major LaRue was the workhorse with 15 carries for 75 yards. He averaged 5 yards a carry. On the ground, Garza had 54 yards on 13 carries and scored once.
What about on the other side of the ball?
Well, on the defense, the Cobras gave up 163 yards rushing and 151 yards passing. But they did not achieve one of the keys to the game, and that was to contain the cadet. The future Black Knight was held to 53 yards rushing. A lot of that was due to senior linebacker Bo Bethany. He had 10 solo tackles on the night, which he was one of our top performers, wasn't he, guys?
Yes, he was.
The sophomore Zach Villarreal had a good night with 3 solo tackles, 3 pass breakups, and caused a fumble that was recovered by Wade Quebeca. And that was a big point in the game when he caused that fumble.
It definitely was, and there was a little bit of a momentum shift there as well. But team comparisons and tails of the tape right here, guys. So what we need to do tonight, this week, or what we're going to expect as well, this week, Coach Nairn was on the Chris Daly Show, and he said despite the loss last week, there were some positives that came out of that game, which is a good sign because, number one, that coach told us as well was that the kids didn't give up. Coach Nairn went into the locker room at halftime and told them, y'all can either respond or you can fold. And they came back and they responded in the third quarter.
No, they did. You're absolutely right, Will. And, the second thing, as we mentioned, the Comanches are going to run the ball tonight. They're going to do it the majority of the time. And they will be looking to catch the Cobras sleeping on that little tight end pop pass that they'll pull out once or twice. We saw last week in Hounsville they ran it off of motion. The only time they moved the receiver into motion was when they ran that. So that might be a telltale sign tonight, or they might spring it in a different manner. But either way, they're going to try to catch the Cobras sleeping there with that little dump pass. Cobras, got hurt several times last year on that tight end dump pass when the defense would bite on that play action. Cobras safeties are going to have to stay disciplined tonight to prevent those big plays over the middle.
No, they definitely are. And after watching last week's film, I'm going to expect Shiner to sneak in some extra backers to omit the Cobras' run game and force the Cobras to try to beat them with the pass. Garza completed 21 passes last week, but they only averaged about 7 yards, so everything was underneath. Shiner isn't worried about the long ball tonight, but they better.
Yeah, no, you're right. One thing they also better worry about is the exhaustion level their players are going to see. They have 9 players going both ways. Not a lot of numbers behind them on the roster like they've had in previous years. And so early in our interview this week with Coach Nairn on the X and O shows, he discussed that weakness that Shiner has, and you can expect the Cobras are going to try to take advantage of that. They're a much better team when they play up tempo. And so I would expect to see the Cobras push the pace early, try to wear those guys out, and see if that plays dividends late in the second half.
Yeah, we'll see. And we also need to see where Shiner is because the Cobras are out on the field, but Shiner's nowhere to be found with 8.5 minutes before kickoff.
Maybe they went home. Maybe they went home, boys. Maybe we got lucky.
I doubt that. No, we need to play some football. But with that, we're going to take a quick break as well. But when we return, we're going to finish up with Lee's absolute favorite part of the segment right now,
buddy.
where we disclose the Cobra broadcast team pick'em leaderboard.
Woo!
And we'll discuss this week's picks as well. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network. Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook. I apologize, but we need to switch it up here because we're starting to run out of time. We'll deal with that pick'em stuff later on during halftime.
Yeah, Rob. I see what he's trying to do.
Yeah. The loser.
Folks, y'all will understand a little bit later. But all right, go ahead, boss. You want to head to the keys of the game? Let's do it. It's my favorite segment anyways. Let's roll.
You know what? Let's go. With the first key of the game, here's mine. It's quick draw. We're staying with that Western theme this week we are facing the Comanches. Okay, and we got some Southern Country boys out here. So the very first key of the game is quick draw. The Cobras have to be quick on the draw tonight. They cannot wait around and get punched in the mouth before they decide to kick it in gear. The Cobras have to come out focused, ready from the start, and not out of sync like they did last week where the Cobras' first play from scrimmage was a delay of game. Shiner has only 9 two-way players. The Cobras can take advantage of that tonight with a quick start and a fast-paced offense. The hurry-up offense is going to keep the Comanches on their heels as the Cobras wear them out tonight. Quick draw.
Ooh, wow.
Well, that's Western for you right there.
Well, you know what's next?
What
After
is it?
quick draw. Circle the wagons, Lee. Circle the wagons.
All right. What does that mean?
Last week, the Cobras struggled with the blocking game. The run game had a tough night early on, which forced Garza to get rid of the ball quickly. Shiner has historically run a four-man front, so there will be an additional man to block tonight. The Cobras' offensive line has suffered some key losses to injuries. The Cobras are still without three-year veteran Coben Snyder and Big Willie Ledwig. Tonight, the Cobra Big Uglies will have to step up, execute their assignments if the Cobras expect to be successful tonight. They will need to circle the wagons and protect Garza and open up those shooting lanes for the Cowboy and the Big Gun tonight.
Yeah, buddy, that's the backfield right there, and that's our next and last key to the game: the Cowboy and the Big Gun. Our backfield's looking very Western tonight, as the Cobras have their own nicknames for their backfield, just like the New York Giants had with Thundering Lightning, with Tiki Barber and Rondane. Well, we got a group that can wreak just as much havoc as those guys from the early 2000s. The Cobras have the Cowboy, Cooper Martin. He earned that nickname back in Pee Wee football when he played with some boys up from Yoakum, and he's been carrying it with him ever since. And joining him this season is the Big Gun, Colt 45. And that's Major LaRue. Yeah, we saw him last week carry that offense on his back as he had a lot of downhill hard running. We saw what he's capable of with a Cowboy back in action tonight. It's going to be a big problem for any defense trying to handle those two backs. And I expect to see a big, heavy dose of the western side of that, the Cowboy and the Big Gun tonight. As the Comanches commit to the run, Guards are going to have several options downfield.
Kind of a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, that concludes the keys of the game, folks. Coin toss captains are heading out there right now. That's Ashton Garza, Cade Quebeca, Dylan Rarick, and Coben Snyder, who is not dressed out tonight. He'll be back here in a few weeks, but we got about 3.5 minutes. We're going to get this coin toss underway, get the national anthem back, and we will come back here in Vanderbilt. When we see you again, it's going to be kickoff time. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Commitment to community service. It's a mission the First State Bank employees have lived by for 60 years. By continuously volunteering, sponsoring school fundraisers, and engaging in community service projects, the First State Bank not only lives its mission, it lives up to its motto, friendliest bank anywhere. So call, stop in, or visit fsblouise.com today and get to know the friendly bankers who are making a positive impact in your community. Eat 'em up, snakes. The First State Bank, member FDIC.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook, Production Studios, Ryan Barnett, and then Chase Charbula. And don't forget, Wes Unger's on the tube somewhere with a cold drink in his hand.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's going to miss a good one tonight, Will. I mean, I'm sure he's going to have a good time where he is, but I tell you what, I'm fired up about this football game. You can see the sun getting lower in the sky as it's shining off of the opposing stands and the band. Tell you what, there's nothing better on a Friday night in Texas than this.
Oh, best thing in the world on a Friday night in Texas, Lee.
Yeah, no, we've got a beautiful sunset. The lights are on. Man, it just feels right.
I tell you what, I think we got the Shiner Comanche fans beat about 15-1.
You know, Rob, you're right. When I look back out there at that nice open field, there's not a whole lot of purple and gold. And typically the Shiner Comanches travel well. There's still some more trickling in. But I will tell you who traveled well. The little cheerleaders tonight traveled extremely well as they come out on the track right now.
Yeah, tonight's little kid cheer. If you went to camp, you get to come cheer. They're going to have I think it's K through second or young through second out here in the first quarter. And then second quarter we'll have the third through sixth graders.
Well, Bryce Warren tees this one up for the home opener, and the ball's going to be fielded by number 5 around the 20-yard line. He's hit by that junior, number 20, Aiden Yanish, and then Aiden Yanish is whacked by Coach Fellers.
Yeah, he was fired up. And I mean, when I say he, I mean Coach Fellers. He's had them all ready to go all week. He told them to start hydrating last Saturday for this game. He wants them ready, and he was antsy tonight. This afternoon in the pregame, you saw it, and boy, this team has come out and answered the bell right off the get-go.
They sure did, and they did exactly what they needed to do on that first play, which was that quick draw like we talked about, Lee. So coming out here tonight, starting for the defensive line, it's going to be Cullen Dyson, Dylan Rarick, and Clayton Roundtree. We'll get to the rest here in a few minutes. The Shiner starts off with that double tight formation. They're going to swing it out to number 5. He's wrapped up by number 40, our leading tackler last week, Bo Bethany.
Yeah, he picks right up where he left off. And, you know, they just like that little toss play. I mean, Shiner's going to stay in that double tight set. We talked about it, that they are a heavy tendency group. And right there, just a little toss play, try to cut it back on the inside. Nothing doing because, man, you can see the maroon bodies are in the box tonight.
Did get about 5 yards on that first down carry, but I think a lot of that had to do with his leaning forward to get to
he
reach
fell
for
for
it.
about 2.
Yeah, he fell for a few of them. So Schutte brings him back up in that same formation again. One wide out receiver out wide. The ball's going to be tossed this time to number 12, and he's met by Dylan Rarick at the line of scrimmage and driven back, but they're going to go ahead and give him a yard on that.
Yeah, Cullen Dyson, you'll see him dive in. He forced the cutback, went low. The guy had to turn back in and turn right into number 6, Rarick.
Linebackers tonight are going to be Brady Cope and the senior Bo Bethany. Outside backers are Sam Kurtz and Cade Quebeca. Your two safeties over the top, it looks like it's going to be Holden McMullen and believe Zach Vardial.
Well, are they safeties or are they linebacker backers?
We'll talk about
Here
that.
we go.
Back in the back, huge sack by Sam Kurtz, the junior, getting back there from that Sam linebacker
There
position.
he is. Yeah, and you can do that when they're going to stack that many in the box. You know, you can send those linebackers because you do have those safeties walked up effectively almost becoming linebackers.
Yeah, great decision there by Coach Fellers to send him on that stunt and recognize that because he got back there in a big hurry. Huge loss for the Comanches, pushing him back, bringing up 4th down, forcing a punt.
We need to get somebody back, boys.
Well, it's pretty far back there. They are kicking into the wind, so we'll see what happens here, Rob. I like the idea to go ahead and let's go ahead and try to block this thing. Load the box up and go. It's going to be an end-over-end kick that bounces at the 40 and takes a Shiner bounce all the way down to near the 40-yard line before it goes out of bounds. So the home opener for the Cobras is going to start at their own, at the 42-yard line. 9:44 remaining in this first quarter.
Yeah, Will, this will be the first big test we see tonight. You know, we've talked about last year this team came out very slow. They had a hard time getting going in the first half. They were traditionally a second-half team. We saw that last week. You said earlier one of the keys to the game is come out and get going quick. And really, you know, we don't have as much concern about that on the defensive side as we do the offensive side. So it'll be interesting to see if the Cobras can do exactly that right now.
And they do. They come out with that spread formation that they're accustomed to, and they're going to go right to the screen to Cooper. Cooper Martin gets it, and he's going to barrel forward for several yards. Not too bad on that first down screen pass there.
Yeah, that was really well set up, and poor recognition from Shiner. Boy, when you let come free, you need to be aware something's happening. And those guys, they didn't slow down to think about that at all. They were coming all the way.
I think it was a good play call because I was expecting Cooper to get the ball and hand off for that first play, but that's not what they did there. Pop pass right to number 25. That's Kason Williams, a senior. He's brought down near the 40-yard line. So here we go. Cobras moving the football.
And we'll see right now, do they go huddle or are they going to go up tempo? And it looks like we're rolling.
Coach Nairn told us that in the weekly show. He said he wants to put them on their heels. We're a much better team when we all go up tempo and we put the pressure on the defense. The ball's going to be actually pulled, and Garza's going to call his own number. He's going to try to find his way around the corner, but brought down after a short gain.
Yeah, right there. He had it looked like in the match point of LaRue. Was it LaRue or was it Martin?
That was Martin.
Martin, I'm sorry. Martin did a good job of selling it. He drew some defenders, but ultimately Shiner's outside did not get fooled.
I like the quick pace, guys, going right at him.
Yeah, I do too, Rob. It seemed like that when we came out last week against Yoakum in the third quarter. That's exactly what the Cobras did. Now they're going back at it again. Quebec is in a tight end spot kind of with that pistol formation, but we're going to have a flag on the play. I believe it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, and that's one of the dangers of being up-tempo. If you're not all on the same page and discipline, little mistakes can happen. You can have illegal procedures, false starts, those sorts of things.
And one thing we didn't ask, too, typically, I mean, back in my old playing days, when we went up-tempo and we went 2-minute offense and whatnot, there was first sound. So there weren't any additional cadences going on. I'm not too sure if that is the game plan for the Cobras here. As this Nick Kuchler gets the ball on the outside. He's got some running room out there before he's finally drug out of bounds by number 4, Jordan Harrison. Great job by the junior on that jet sweep.
Yeah, no, that sucked up the backside. They did not see it. They thought Garza was taking it the other way, and he just outran him. I'd love to see what he does right there if he cuts off the other side of 44.
Cobras going again from the 20-yard line. But they're going to pause right here, and Nairn's trying to change something up. Yeah, changing up a formation there. Spread offense again, going to hand the ball off to Cooper, but he's met in the backfield. It looked like number 11.
Yeah, that was a big boy, Kai Adamic. Able to get back there pretty quick.
Yeah, he shot the gap and was able to get into the backfield and wrapped up Cooper. Cooper drug him for a little bit, but unfortunately only got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring it second down and 10, 7:36 remaining in the first quarter. Trips to the near side, which is also the wide side of the field. Garza's going to pull it himself and try to find some running room, but he's wrapped up by several white shirts and driven back. Nothing to go there, Lee.
Yeah, no, I think that Reed play, he just did not make the correct call. That defensive end on the outside had good positioning, and that's probably one of the times where you need to read him, and he did not suck down, and so just
in the last two plays, the Shiner, the linebackers aren't waiting anymore. They are firing at the snap of the ball. They sent one that time. They're trying to get that +1.
Swing pass out to Martin. He's got the edge there as he dives forward. We'll see if he stayed in bounds, and he did to get a Cobra first down.
Yeah, good play design. Rob alluded to it right pre-snap that those guys are firing straight down. If you're going to have that kind of pressure up front, what do? You just get the cowboy out in space. Nobody went with him and able to swing it out very quickly. Good things happen.
First and goal from the 6-yard line Cobra's in in scoring position right now. Garza's going to pull it on the fake, hurdle that defender out there, but does fall down around the 2-3 yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball.
You know, I'm impressed right there with Shiner's defense because there's a lot of misdirection coming across. You had the motion, the fake. There's a couple people that they could have easily bid on, but they stayed true to Garza. So, you know, they've obviously watched a lot of tape. They know he's had a couple years of experience at the varsity level, and they're going to obviously key on him a little bit.
Probably a little bit of a spy going on there down in the red zone.
Yep.
Yeah, Kason Williams, a lone receiver all the way out here. I wonder if they're going to try to test it. And, yeah, with that counter play, Garza's going to roll out, try to find some space, gets into the end zone. We have no laundry on the field. That's going to be a Cobra touchdown. So, Cobras.
We do have one.
Oh, I looked all around. I didn't see it.
I think it's going to be a
Be a
hold.
hold. I think when he spun there, our guy tried to.
Yeah, it turned him around.
Yeah.
I got a little too quick on it, guys. A quick draw.
Quick draw. Quick draw.
Well, you know, Will, I don't want to have to tell you about this, but it does take them a little time to get it out of the waistband.
Right.
It does
Yeah.
do that. We discussed that last week.
Yeah.
Ball's going to be placed at the 13-yard line, second and goal from there.
You know, one of the things about being down all last week, all the things we talked about on the broadcast, I guess now are inside jokes. The rest of the viewing community missed out on with us.
Cooper's going to try to get some running lane there, but he's going to be brought down for maybe a short loss. Bring up third and long.
Yeah, that's a tough third and goal situation when you're at the 15. You know, I know you want to be somewhat conservative down here, make sure you put points on the board, but Shiner's been disciplined in the middle between the tackles, and so that was one of the times you probably want to open that playbook up a little more and tackle him on the outside.
Again, nice catch there by Kuchler. He's upended near the 5-yard line, but they're going to say that he was down there. That's going to bring a fourth and goal from inside the 5.
Yeah, and this is going to be an interesting call early in this game because I think the ball's going to be spotted around the 3 or 4 yard line, and this is one of those times, do you want to take a chance on points? We don't have Ryder Uloa this year. We do have a good kicking game, but early on, it sure would be nice to punch this one in for a touchdown.
I would go ahead and try to punch it in. Bryce Warren does have the leg for it, but we did struggle blocking last week a little bit.
We did. You got Kay Quebec there kind of.
And wide open in the end zone. Oh, just throwing a little bit behind him, and Cooper just couldn't get the handle on it. Ball's going to turn over on downs.
Yeah, just you know, that's one of those times Garza, he's on the rollout. If he puts that ball on the inside to his receiver, that's a touchdown. When you throw it over that back shoulder, it's just hard for him to get around. But the good news is that it is turning over on downs inside the 5. So your defense is set up to make a big play here. Overall, you know, we don't have a scoring recap on that drive, Rob, but one takeaway is that ball was moved pretty effectively for 55 yards.
Yeah, and there was a big play in there at 25 yards, and you know, the big play a lot of times is what makes the difference in the game.
Well, stepping up again and making a big tackle is number 40, Bo Bethany, in as
you know, Bo
Bishop.
Bethany's kind of a quiet contributor here. You know, last week I did not realize, I'll be honest, guys, that he had 10 tackles, 10 solo tackles, plus a couple assists and a tackle for a loss. You know, it was one of those things where he was just quietly accumulating numbers, and you don't realize until you go back and watch the tape or see the stats the next day. You know, there's a big play threat, obviously, in Zach Villarreal. We saw some highlight-type plays, but Bo Bethany continues just to be a dominant force on this defense.
No, he definitely does. With 3:55 remaining in this first quarter, Bishop's going to take it again off to the left side this time, and he's going to have enough for a Comanche first down.
Yeah, Brady Cope came over and kind of helped clean it up as he put him on his back. You know, you want to take those shots when you can get them. Cope does a good job of driving up and through the ball carrier as he lands on the back of his numbers.
Yeah, brings a first down. Ball is placed at the 16-yard line. And we'll see what Comanche ends up coming down. They continue to press with that double tight and go ahead and see if they continue to run, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. They run right into a wall of maroon jerseys, though, this time, and driven backwards. Might have lost a yard on that play.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. That thing was stuffed at the line. But you said maroon jerseys. You know, one thing we've seen over the years kind of become a new tradition around here is what we call the maroon men. That started within the last decade or two, and they're returning to that tradition tonight as they've got the all maroons on, Will, and we don't see that a lot, but maroon tops, maroon bottoms. But this game, you can tell it means something to this coaching staff and this team when they come out with those early in the season, this preseason matchup.
2nd and 10. This time, Schuette's going to drop back and pass, and the ball's batted away. I think that was number 11. Kay Quebec got in on that one.
Yeah, he did. He knocked that up in the air, and it falls incomplete. And, I didn't say it when they achieved that first down, but I was I'm thinking it. This is a drive where you want to see them stop them right here and right now because you don't want to start letting Shiner get a couple first downs, get some momentum back. Right now they're on their heels. They came out, they went 3-0. Then they had the ball driven down their throats for 55 yards. If this defense can get off the field right here on this –
for the connection issues, but
that was me, Will. I just like to unplug it every now and then to watch cartoon steam come out of our production team's ears.
Apparently this new thing that we got here that's supposed to work didn't work. So we're going back to the old way, which has worked so far in every other game we've had out here. This time, Schuette's going to find some running room as he gets out, finally brought down near the 15-yard line.
Boy, Schuette's a bull. I mean, he is a bull Schuette.
Yeah, we got a little tangled up there. Two of our guys did. They're going to let the clock run out, it looks like, guys.
Well, that'll do it for the first quarter. Scoreless in Vanderbilt. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a minute. Keep with us. Cobra Sports on Cobra Sports Network.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. This is Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook, Ryan Barnett on production, on Chase Charbula on the video screen there, bringing you the best coverage in Cobra sports.
There you go. Will, you okay? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, all right.
Hey, your foamy thing came off your mic there.
It did.
Play through it.
Play through it, Rob. Play through it. Equipment malfunction, folks. So, Shiner, we are back with the start of this second quarter action. Shiner is driving down the field, 3rd and about 3. Schuette goes under center again in that double tight formation. He's going to run that triple option there this time, but he's going to pitch it off to Bishop. Bishop runs into, I couldn't quite tell who that maroon shirt was, but he was.
It's enough for that first down. It's going to put him in a first and goal situation now. So Cobra defense, I felt like they were kind of winning the battle, and you let that one big pass play happen, and suddenly you can feel that momentum swing. That pendulum is moving.
Yeah, Shiner was able to find some weakness there in the defense. It really wasn't a weakness. It was just a heck of a play, and that's what we were trying to talk about before we ended up freezing there for a minute. But Schuette just delivered that pass in the basket on the run. It was one of those just perfect pitch and catches.
Well, I think one thing the Cobra defense is going to have to watch for tonight is motion. If you see motion, it's going to be a throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time tonight, Lee.
Yeah, and the same against last week with Hallettsville. They have no pre-snap looks with motion where they end up running the ball. Or they have not shown that yet this year through 5 quarters.
Yeah, second down there on that running attempt. That was Rakin Wallace, the junior running back. One of the smaller backs.
That's a baseball name for a football player if I ever heard one. Rakin.
Schuette's going to drop back to pass that little bootleg that's going to float over Quebecca's head, and Rakin's going to come down with the catch, and Shiner strikes first here in Vanderbilt.
Well, I may be a little biased right now, but I'll tell y'all through the first, whatever it's been, 11 or 1 quarter and 1 minute of this game, I do not feel like the scoreboard reflects who's dominating this game right now. I feel like the Cobras have played a better game through most of that first quarter.
In the first quarter, yeah.
Yeah, one big play and kind of switch the look here, but it's going to be a big question how they come out and answer it.
Well, they almost got in there, but somehow that football does get through the uprights there.
I think he kicked it through the block, honestly. They were there. How did that ball get out?
Yeah, one thing we need to highlight here is all these cheerleaders down on the track right now. I mean, what an amazing turnout here by all the young cheerleaders who were all a part of the camp this summer, right after school was over. All of the attendees of the camp get to come out here and cheer at the first home game, and that's what they're doing. So great job by this cheerleading group, getting all these young kids involved, and they're just out here having a blast.
I tell y'all one thing, guys. Coaching staff might want to put a spy on one player for the Comanches.
I bet he goes by the number 5.
Yeah, he's got 20 yards rushing and 48 yards receiving, so might want to shadow him or something.
That's Trace Bishop. Yeah, no, you're right, Rob. Bishop was a big force on that drive right there.
So do we need to contain the Catholic here?
But it sounds like it. Sounds like it.
It's not part of our Western theme, though, Rob.
No, I know it doesn't fit. But if we have to change to win tonight, Will,
we'll do what we have to.
That's right.
Exactly right.
Shiner setting up to kick. It looks like number 3 is going to be doing the kicking chores, and that's Bodie Werner.
One person we haven't got to call yet is number 63, Colton Winkenwerder. I always do love the week we play Shiner just to get to say Winkenwerder.
There you go.
.10:42 remaining in this second quarter. Ball's going to be fielded by Nick Kuchar there. He's going to try to find some running room off to the edge before he's brought down just past the 25-yard line. So that's where the Cobras will take their second possession, going the opposite direction. We'll see if Coach Nairn ends up deciding to still come out with that up-tempo offense. I would assume so, being that there are enough players where there are several players on both sides of the field, Lee, where that don't have to go both ways.
We do have a flag down. I didn't see it live. I guess we'll wait and see what they.
He picked it up and threw it down again.
Right now, no one else appears to.
Blocking the back, I think, guys.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to have a block in the back against the Cobras. So that's the third penalty this game against the Cobras. They got to clean that up. And, going the opposite direction is not going to help them any.
No, it's not. Well, stay tuned, folks, as we go through the half. One thing we got to bring to you tonight is our first fan of the week. So put that one on your calendar here for about 20, 30 minutes from now.
There we go.
We'll have an exciting time to bring you Cobra Fan of the Week.
And the Pick'em Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to play that game anymore. Cooper Martin on the carry there met at the line of scrimmage, but charged forward for about a yard. But the story on that play is number 68, Zach Boot, carrying his block all the way into the secondary and getting a pancake way out there.
And we're staying fast, guys.
Well, Shiner has a lot of the offensive players playing defense as well, so they just had a long drive. Ball's going to be swung pass out to Aiden Thomas, but he's wrapped up immediately. Great tackle there by number 3. That's Bodie Werner.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting look pre-snap. You saw the trips to this side on the short side of the field, and you start to think, is this the bubble screen? Is there a setup there because of the just tight real estate?
Yeah, it's kind of tight on this side of the field.
They're going to stay with it. No, now they're going to roll into doubles.
They got trips out to the far side of the field.
Third and long.
Empty backfield here for Garza. Steps up into the pocket, looking downfield. Just going to be a great toss there, but ball does fall incomplete. I believe Cooper Martin was the intended receiver. Great coverage there by the Comanche defender.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this puts them in a situation where there's no decision.
No, gonna have to punt. But and I know that
I meant there was no decision. It was an automatic fake punt. Will.
Yeah. Well, Bo does have the leg with that 61-yarder he kicked last week. But one thing too to make mention, I know Ashton's trying to stay in the pocket, step up, and deliver football downfield too. But I'd like to see him still be able to use his legs a little bit more. It looked like there was a big wide open spot out there off to the left where Ashton could have done some damage. It's a little end-over-end kick that is fielded, and he's finally tackled at the 40-yard line by number 20. That's Aiden Yanish.
So Comanche's short field here with 9:08 remaining.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go to number 5 quick.
Yeah, the Cobra defense was on the field for a long time, and the offense came out and 3 and out. Didn't really give them
not much of a breather.
No, not much of a breather there. So it's Shiner's going to go ahead and line back up in that double tight again. They hand it off to the up back. That's number 5, Bishop, just churning up the field and getting about 4 yards on that first down carry.
Yeah, he hit that hole quick and hard. That's one thing we didn't see as much last week out of them in Hallettsville. They spent a lot more time slow in the backfield or lateral, a lot of lateral movement. Allowed the Brahmas to get to him a lot quicker. Tonight, they're going a little quicker to the hole.
Yeah, we don't have really anybody right in that gap where they've been running the ball the way our defense is lined up.
Well, we stayed with that 3-man front, despite Shiner going into that double tight formation. So basically 7-on-3 right there in the front spot, and they're just winning the battle of the line of scrimmage right now as they push forward there on that second down play to make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, it looks like when they run that veer, it's almost like we're waiting for it to come to us rather than going and attacking that behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 2 with 7:58 remaining in this first half. Cobra's trailing 7-0.
And the big thing is it's a balanced look, so you don't really have a key to they're going to a strong or weak side, really.
And Bishop's going to take the handoff again off to the left side this time. He's wrapped up by Zach Vadial, but it's going to be enough, just enough, to get a Comanche first down and move those chains.
Boy, you can hear the cheer camp from down on the track, can't you, Will? Say
There's got to be 100 cheerleaders down there, guys, at least.
At least. We're in a box, got the windows closed, but you can still hear these girls roaring as they're encouraging these Cobras to do everything they can.
Bishop's going to get it again, but this time he's wrapped up immediately by number 6. Dylan Rearick gets into the backfield and brings him down. Dylan, it looked like he came in untouched.
Yeah, he did that time.
Well, that's one of the things the Cobras are going to have to do is start getting some better penetration.
Penetration from the line,
Yes.
to slow down that.
It seemed like they had that early on, those first 4 or 5 plays. Once it kind of settled into the game, we're not seeing that to the same level. These guys are going to continue to have to push.
Yeah.
.636 as clock's winding. Cobras need to get off the field here. As sure would be nice to have another possession, try to go in the locker room with the tied up.
Dylan Rearick giving chase right there, and the ball is thrown incomplete. But I'm with everybody else on the Cobra side because Dylan got wrapped up and turned around by number 12 in the backfield.
Yeah, he knows it too. He's telling them. That's one of those ones you're surprised when it doesn't get called because it's not really in the interior and a lot of traffic. It's
wide open.
It's one that's pretty obvious. I mean, that's one that's hard to miss.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 11 there. 6:21 remaining.
Oh, two receivers, guys. Looky there.
That's a new
shotgun.
look. We have not seen them run out of that twin set all year.
And Rearick giving him Chase, and that's wide open screenplay right there to Bishop, and he goes ahead and carves through the defense and gets way more than he needed to for that first down and brought down beyond the 15-yard line. So great play call there by the Shiner Comanches.
Yeah, it was. I'd like to see that one again. It didn't look like anybody on the side was there, and I know,
No one expected that. We hadn't
Right.
seen that formation yet on film either, so that was a new one. But everybody was typically when you're left unblocked and you're charging through the line, it should raise a red flag and turn around.
I know last year they kind of went to that one corner look. I haven't seen them do that tonight, but I guess maybe that's what bit us.
That's going to be Rakin again off to the left side, just following his blockers as there's just continuing to push the defensive line forward as he gets about 7 yards on that first down carry.
Yeah, he's up to 30 yards rushing, number 12 tonight.
Yeah, so they're doing a good mix between the two, between Rankin and Bishop.
Yeah, well, the key here is the Cobras are not getting any kind of edge penetration. If they're not going to be able to get those edges in around back behind there, those guys are going to be able to run that basic veer off of either side all night long because they're having really 3 yards before contact.
At that time, he's wrapped up in the backfield and brought down by Rurik. And I think that was Brady Cope and Cullen Dyson in on that tackle as well.
Well, and who was over on that right side that turned it back, that had the edge?
On the right side, that should have been Cullen. Cullen Dyson was the end on that other side.
Okay. I thought maybe it was Sam Kurtz who had come down. Somebody turned that corner around, or was on that end on that outside and turned them. And that forced that play back up.
They got Zach Vadial down here playing almost like an outside corner here, or outside backer rather. But this time, Rurik again gets back there and he overpowers the Shiner line and brings down Bishop immediately in the backfield.
Yeah, that was just a highlight play right there. That's how you tackle. Wow.
That's 3 tackles for a loss for Rurik tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely pinning his ears back and getting back there. He's fired up right now too.
Yeah.
You can see him on the line. He's focused. That brings up 4th down, and not sure the Comanches have a kicker, so it looks like they're going to go ahead and huddle up and go for it.
Well, I saw Rurik and the quarterback kind of talking, jawing with each other after that screenplay, and I wonder if they didn't light a fire on number 6 right now.
Look how wide that line is this time.
This time the option play, but Blake Mendoza is the only guy out there, and Schuette's going to cut inside and score for the second time tonight as the Comanches cross the goal line.
Well, 3:58 on the clock for the Cobras left to go to work this half, but guys, that was one that you hate to see them score on.
When they run that option, they take wider gaps to the side. That line does it. They're going to be going to. That's something we got to pick up on film and see.
Oh, we're fixing to see the leg right here in number 3.
Well, we saw him in that opening when he kicked it through the block. It looked like almost. I mean, this time block doesn't quite get as close, but he's able to put it barely over the crossbar.
It looked like we got there pretty quick, but just unable to knock it down. But with that 3:58 remaining in this first half, Cobras are trailing at 14-0. We'll be right back. You're watching the Cobra Sports or Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network.
Commitment to community service. It's a mission the First State Bank employees have lived by for more than 60 years. By continuously volunteering, sponsoring school fundraisers, and engaging in community service projects, the First State Bank not only lives its mission, it lives up to its motto, friendliest bank anywhere. So call, stop in, or visit fsblouise.com today and get to know the friendly bankers who are making a positive impact in your community. Eat 'em up, snakes. The First State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back, Cobra fans, Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook. 3:58 remaining in this first half. Cobras trailing at 14-0 as Shiner marched down the field and scored again. It looks like Nick Kuchler is going to get the ball again on this kickoff return and do what he can to fight forward to around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good little finish on that run. They had it bottled up about 5 yards before that, but Kuchler kind of pushed through, got a little freedom, picked up another 5, and then just fought for what he could.
That kind of makes you wonder. You think we're gonna come out fast with 3:47 left?
You read my mind, partner. I was very curious to see how they're gonna run this, because what you don't want to do is turn it over to them with any kind of time left. So
Exactly. You want to score with 2 seconds left.
I think we may see a little bit of delay until we pick up that next first down, and then we'll get back to it.
Great block out there by number 5. Nick Kuchler came on that crack. Helmets are off, and Ashton's continuing to barrel forward. Ain't nobody going to catch him as he gets into the end zone. That was all number 5, Nick Kuchler, on that great block on the edge over there that freed up Ashton, and he came in, continued pounding the
Hey.
to get in.
You're
man.
right. He cracked back on that, and there was a lane. Big
And
time.
we got a flag on the
Well,
field.
he's throwing it on Cooper Martin for taking his helmet off after the play, but he didn't. It came off during the play, and he's leaving the field of play with it in his hand. The coaches are furious right now, and I hope the referee is going to appeal this and look. He talked to his partner because we saw that clearly come off.
The helmet rolled down the field.
Yeah, it was rolling down the field.
And so they should waive this off once they have a chance to talk about it, and they are going to.
There we go.
He better have, because he was definitely going to hear about it from this.
Well, he was
packed
already
crowd
hearing
tonight.
it from the sideline, and he didn't care what they had to say. He told him, "I don't care. I'm right." But luckily, he was at least smart enough to go ask his partner, because he was not going to take their word for it. And we are going to go ahead and kick this extra point. We'll see what that looks like.
Holder this year is Nick Kuchler. Bryce Warren gets it up, and we got a signal yet, and it's through. So Cobras come back, strike with one play. That's all they needed, guys.
Would you like a recap? Don't we have a Con Medal recap?
Let's go ahead and have that Con Medal recap right here, Lee. Score and drive recap.
Score and drive recap, sponsored by Con Medal. One play, Ashton Garza, 68 yards with a massive block by number 5, Nick Kuchler.
Okay. Anything else?
A helmet rolled on the field.
A helmet did roll on the field.
That's the cowboy hat.
It was legal.
That's the cowboy hat going down the field. Right there.
And we made the PAT, first one this season. Great drive.
Yes,
And it took exactly 1 second off the clock. I think we were a little slow in starting it, but
We said
whatever.
leave 1 second on the clock, not use 1 second.
Hey, I'm happy to leave that much time on it. I think there's a good chance Cobras are going to get this ball back if they can come out and get the 3 and out. I'm sorry, and I didn't think there was really a chance that we were going to be able to go in the locker room tied up, but it's back in play.
It definitely is right now. I'm curious to see if we're going to go ahead and kick this one back deep. We're going to pooch it.
Squib it, onside it, watermelon.
Yeah, let's see. Well, it's not going to be a watermelon. He ain't set it up that way. But 3:32 left in this first half. Cobras are trailing by 7 now, 14-7.
I got to tip my hat to y'all just for how many kicks calls y'all just made. Y'all ran through the list pretty good.
Oh, and they do.
They do.
Dude, they do.
It is a crash right there, but Shiner thumbs up. That was just a little too strong on the spin rate there by Warren. But he is a pitcher. He's got a heck of a spin rate on that curveball.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's what happened with the football
That was a good
there.
squib kick. I mean, that was nice.
Yeah, no, I like the call there. I like the call. And at the end of the day, it does push, keep Shiner on their side of the field, too.
It definitely does. The other thing it does, I mean, is it's like, oh my God, Shiner's going. We just barely got away with one. To me, it creates a little bit of
Chaos?
Yeah,
A little
chaos.
uncomfortableness?
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah.
Well, fans, cheerleaders, everybody back in this game. Shiner comes back up with that double tight. They are electing to use every second of that 40-second clock out there tonight. This time, Paul's going to be pitched to Rankin, and he is hit by Brady Cope.
Yeah, and that's what the Cobras are going to have to do. That time they got behind the line of scrimmage, were able to extend that play out. That's what we saw from Hallettsville all week last week, is that Hallettsville, everything over the left side, Hallettsville had people back there not allowing them to turn that corner and get past the line of scrimmage. if you don't have good edge penetration, they're going to eat you alive with that veer all night.
Yeah, they definitely are.
But that's the answer. Get the guys there, get position, string it out.
It's getting through those gaps, getting off those double teams because they have so many linemen, and making that play before they get the momentum.
Yeah, Brady Cope did a good job there by finding that lane and getting through there to bring him down. They're going to bring.
They're going to go
Bishop
the
in
right
motion.
side this time.
It looks like some, but they called a timeout. Shiner didn't like what they saw. But with that timeout, we'll take a quick timeout to thank some sponsors. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network. Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargenbrook. 2:36 remaining in this first half. Your Cobras are trailing at 14-7. Shiner did coming out again in that 2nd and 10.
No motion this time, Lee.
No, they're going to run that toss play outside, but it is well defended. Looks like number 4 was out there and did not give them anything. Holden McMullen turns them back. And this is one of those times where I wonder if we're not going to see a timeout. Yeah, we do. Okay, I was going to say, you kind of had to figure that if there was a tackle for loss or no gain, that was going to be the one of the times where they're going to start trying to preserve that clock.
No, I agree, Lee, and I'm glad they did right there with 3rd and long. It's going to bring up, curious to see what Shiner's going to try to go and draw up right there to push this ball downfield.
I got an idea. They're going to throw it to number 48 or number 5.
I was fixing to say, Rob, you read my mind. I think they're going to try to throw. They tend to just go to that when they get their back up against the wall even a little bit. Anything more than 10 or 12 yards, Shiner turns into feel like they have to throw.
Yeah. Let's see if they do the motion like you've been saying.
Although this may be one of those times they go away from it just to make a more conservative call, willing to punt it away, just to not take a chance on any kind of turnover on this side of the field.
Yeah, you got a good point. They got the lead.
Lead. There's only 2 minutes left. I think it's one of those times where if I were calling the shots, if I was over there with the headset on in their booth, I would do something, be willing to content to kick this away.
And the crowds are the fans are getting loud, guys.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, here they go, shotgun again.
With those twins to this side of the field.
Yeah, they're going to move into twin set.
Last time they ran that screen out of that, and they're back to it again. It was read perfectly. And who was that that came? Cade Quebeca, the senior captain, comes up and makes a huge tackle. 4th down.
Well, that's one of the things when you get too predictable, which Shiner is a very predictable team. It's been in their DNA for a decade or more. They tend to do one thing and do it well, and they count on the fact that they can out-muscle you, outwork you, and just flat out beat you.
And discipline, yeah.
Yeah, and when you take care of business and you win the one-on-one battles, you stay disciplined. That one-trick pony's fairly easy to defend.
And to give you an idea here, you're talking about discipline and all that, Shiner has no penalties tonight.
Wow.
Well, we know they're a very disciplined team, and they're a very good ball team. I mean, for 4 years under Coach Bodecker, to have a record of 54-4.
Yeah.
And not and consider 3 of those losses were last year. So he was 54-1.
That's a pretty good record in anything, you know?
That's a pretty good record.
Football, tennis, lacrosse.
No, Shiner has definitely had some talented teams.
You know who else has good records right now, Rob?
Who
you
does?
and I in the Pick'em game.
You're
We'll
right.
hear about that in a little bit.
You are correct.
I'm pretty sure we're not playing that game anymore.
Oh, folks, stay tuned. We got an inner production squad competition going this season. We'll update you. Y'all can tune in each and every week.
Got a great opportunity for a punt return here, guys.
Ooh, it's going to be a high end.
Watch out, everybody.
What do you say? What do you say, Will? What do you say, Will?
Fire Peter. Fire Peter. Everybody's different.
Fire Peter. I don't know what kind of calls y'all had. I mean, that sounds like a personal call.
Well, either one, you don't want to be near it.
Well, let's break for a commercial. We'll be right back with Cobra Sports
At
Network.
Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
All right, we're back. That was a quick one. We got to thank our sponsors because without them, we would not be able to bring this to you, folks. So Cobra's coming up to the line of scrimmage this time. They've been running a lot of tight sets here, bringing the tight end. Looks like Quebec's on the far end of the field. They're going to go ahead and bring Kuchler in motion on that jet sweep, and he's upended by number 4 near the line of scrimmage. I believe he got about a yard on that play.
Yeah, he saw the lane there and read it on the cutback pretty well. What he didn't see was that number 4 flying from the backside and just was able to get there, cut the legs.
Cobra's going fast again with 1:46 remaining in this first half. Garza drops back to pass. It's going to be a fade route out to number 2. That's Aiden Thomas, but Aiden looked like a little bit of miscommunication there. Aiden came in on that play, and ball falls incomplete outside.
Well, I think it was a complete miscommunication. I don't think he realized that ball was getting thrown in his direction because he didn't even get the head around, wasn't looking for it.
No.
So not only was it a miscommunication on the route, I don't think it was a miscommunication altogether.
I mean, 3rd down and 9 right here. This time they're going to bring Kuchler in motion again. It's going to toss back to Cooper, double toss, but the Comanche sniffed that out, and there's several white shirts there to drop Cooper for a loss in the backfield.
Yeah, and that was a little bit tricky, maybe too much trickery here as we're, 3rd and long behind the chains, minute to go with half, and so that's one of the times maybe just try to get into that 4th and 5 situation so you've got some options.
Cobra's going again here where we're taking close to a minute left in this first half. Garza back to pass. He's over the middle. Quebeca has it, still trying to get what he can get. We'll see, but he doesn't get to that line to gain. Good second effort there by number 11.
Yeah, that's one of those times where, on that route, you just want to see him get to the chains before he sets up.
Nice effort by the young man, though.
But yeah, no doubt. When he had his ankles wrapped up, he was doing everything he could to get that. He was on a 10-yard route. Problem is we are on a 12-yard play.
Yeah, we need to get something going here. Shiner comes up to the line with 1st and 10. Ball is placed at the 27-yard line with less than a minute to go in this first half, trailing by 7. Cobras only have 1 timeout left, so they can only stop the clock once. But Shiner's going to try to ground and pound this thing out, and we'll see. I wonder if there's about a 5-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. So this should be the last play of the game if Shiner takes it down.
Of the half.
Or, excuse me, it's last play of the half if Shiner takes it down. 2nd and about 5. Ball's handed off to number 2. He lowers his shoulder and barrels forward, and he gets enough for a first down. Number 2 is
Brooks.
It's that other running back.
Flashbacks. Whoa, little PTSD there for a minute, guys.
Now the clock does stop momentarily as they move the change, but the White Hat does wind it back up. 12 seconds left in this half. Shiner's going again quick with a pitch to Bishop, but he is wrapped up after a short gain, and that's going to do it for the first half.
I would think they're going to call timeout. No, I guess they're not. They had one in their pocket. I thought they were going to use it for some kind of deep downfield throw, but I guess we're not going to see it.
Well, it seemed like a really quick half, guys.
It was.
Yeah, and Cobras have had some bright moments in there, but they also had some mistakes as well that they're going to have to go back into the locker room and see what Coach Nairn has up his sleeve to get them motivated and get them going to come back out. And then second half, much like they came out last week against Yoakum.
Well, stay tuned, folks. We're going to take a brief break while the Shiner Band plays. We'll be back with the halftime recap, some scores from the week, Cobra Fan of the Week, and a whole lot of goodies. And then after that, we will bring you the Golden Cobra Band as they perform this week for the first time here on the home field. And then, of course, a little second half action. Will we do that too, right?
Yeah, we might as well while we're here.
All right. Well, there you go. Folks, that's it. That's what's coming up. Stay tuned. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, and we also have a special guest in the booth today with us. It is this year's first Fan of the Week, and it is none other than Jeremy Kretzer.
Yeah, a lot of people probably around here don't know him. He's not a familiar face, you know.
Well, let me go ahead and introduce the crowd to him, okay, to all of our listeners back home. This week's selection is long overdue and extremely well-deserving. Jeremy Kretzer, he is a 1999 industrial alumni. Jeremy's been involved with the Cobras every year and has always been very proud of all that they do. He's coached Pee Wee football, industrial little league, baseball, softball, youth basketball, and I think that's the short list.
Yeah, it is.
It honestly is. He's an active member of the Athletic Booster Club, FFA Booster Club, officer of the Industrial Little League, and I think that's a short list as well. There's more that Jeremy does. He also leads a flag group every Friday night out here in the home games and helps with the run-through tunnel for the past several years. He's always willing to help in any way possible, always volunteering his time to help the youth of Industrial ISD. He's been nominated by Celeste Kretzer and family, and I'm pretty sure about every single person that's sitting out here in the seats as well. Jeremy, long overdue, buddy. Well-deserved. Congratulations, Fan of the Week.
I appreciate it. Honored to be here.
Well, Will, you talked about it. You know, he's coached all those things. You know, he does a lot more than coach those things. I mean, Jeremy, you really do whatever the organization needs, whatever organization it is, you're always there to lend a hand, support, and you've been a part of this industrial family for basically your whole life, and it shows the work you put into this community to make it special.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do it for the kids. That's the main thing. Do it for the kids.
Yeah,
So-
you know, Jeremy, I drive by the Little League field all the time, and I see your truck there from when I leave in the morning sometimes on the weekends, and I come back from the hunting lease, and you're still out there. Still out there getting after it. And you and I were joking at the kickoff barbecue the other day, and I said, man, I either see you covered in grease, grass,
Oh, yeah.
or barbecue sauce.
Yeah. No, it's I enjoy it. Like I said, do it for the kids. You know, want the kids to have something nice to play on, and just happy to see them grow. Happy to see them get better. And yeah, I really appreciate it.
Well, I think the key there is you said you enjoy it, and you know that's
Oh, yeah.
what makes this school and this community special is that there are so many people who are willing to donate their time, their energy. I mean, you just don't see that all across America or all across the world anymore, and that's really what we still have that I think a lot of people wish they do.
Yeah. No, Cobra Pride means a lot. Yeah. That's a big part of it, I think.
Well, one thing I'm glad he got to do tonight was finally get those boys running with the flags.
Yes, that was good.
You know, Jeremy, I
Yeah.
thought we were going to get them going a little earlier there. We were knocking on the door.
I was hoping so. Yeah.
But didn't happen. You know, what are y'all hearing down there on the sideline? Is this team ready to come out and fight? You think they're still in this certainly by the scoreboard? What's the attitude?
I believe they're ready to come out here and get with it. You know, play like a Cobra, ain't gonna give up. So, gotta keep going.
Well, I know last week, Coach Nairn, you highlighted earlier, Will. He told him in the locker room, you can either come out and fight or you can fold. you know, what do they do? And we came out and saw that impressive third quarter last week.
Yeah, that was good. That was very good.
I'd love to see the same thing happen tonight. You know, it feels like they've kind of held their own in this game. They've played well. You know, I don't want to say dominated, but they certainly, in my opinion, been the better team on the field. Just doesn't have anything to show for it right now.
Yeah, just a few plays got away from them. That's it. No, I think we can come out and put it to them. So.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy, we appreciate you showing up for us. I know you got another duty down there right now. You
we got to get tunnel aired
back down. Yeah, you got to go get that tunnel. Always on the go, Jeremy Kretzer. But you got to show off that new 2023 Cobra Fan of the Week T-shirt brought to you by Sisters Designs. We appreciate all of our support by Sisters Designs out there. So thanks, Sherry, and everybody out there, LaFawn. Jeremy, congratulations,
Thanks,
buddy.
Yep,
Enjoy it.
it.
Thank you.
Honored,
Congratulations,
man. Appreciate
man.
it. Thanks, fellas.
All right, folks, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll cover what happened yesterday in the sub-varsity games, and we also had a volleyball game today as well, too, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
The Comanches were here in the gym as well. We got a lot to talk about, so don't go away, anybody. We'll be right back on your Cobra Sports Network.
Commitment to community service. It's a mission the First State Bank employees have lived by for more than 60 years. By continuously volunteering, sponsoring school fundraisers, and engaging in community service projects, the First State Bank not only lives its mission, it lives up to its motto, friendliest bank anywhere. So call, stop in, or visit fsblouise.com today and get to know the friendly bankers who are making a positive impact in your community. Eat 'em up, snakes. The First State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargenbrook. We've got your halftime stats, and we've got your This Week in Cobra Sports as well. Folks, also remember, you can always find out what's happening in Cobra Sports every Wednesday evening, or maybe, depending on the download time, Thursday morning. Probably better off going and checking it on Thursday morning. But go to Cobra Sports Network and check out the weekly sports update. And we'll have it for you there every week to find out what's going on in Cobra Sports. But just to catch you up, in case you weren't there, we do need to make one mistake right here. The cross-country meet tomorrow is going to be in Belleville, not Beeville.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's a difference.
Yes, sir. They sound different.
Yeah.
Now we did have some schedule changes, folks. Originally they were set to run in the Victoria College Invitational. I think that one's been canceled. Beeville's not the place either. So Cobras are going to go to Belleville now.
Yeah, they are. They're going to go compete in Belleville. So if you're around the area, go check them out. We will not be able to make that one, but we will bring you all updates on the weekly show on that. Last night, Sub-Varsity competed. The JV boys went out to Shiner, and they ended up winning that one 35-14. The Cobras led by 6 going into the half, and Caden Petru would have another great night with 100-plus yards on the ground and 3 scores. Cooper Francis would help with a rushing touchdown of his own, and sophomore David Gonzalez would also score last night. On defense, David Gonzalez had a pick that stopped a Shiner drive late in the second quarter as well. Nick Salinas, Colt Charbula, and Lane Puckett, recognize those names from the last week as well. They recorded more tackles for losses this week again. And Josiah Lopez would come from the defensive back position and intercept a Comanche pass late in the fourth to set up the last scoring drive for the Cobras. They win it 35-14 in the land of beer.
Good job to the JV. Well, hey, Will, the freshmen had a good night also. They won as well, and they won in what we're going to say is dominating fashion. They beat El Campo 30-0 yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, defensively, Alan Pineda, Brian Bethany, Caden Utley, and Ashton Mater were outstanding. They all caused turnovers, had multiple tackles for a loss. Cesar Avalos forced 2 fumbles, recovered a pair. Bryce Sykes also recovered a fumble.
And right here on the screen, we're looking at one of those fumble recovers that Cesar had. He stripped it and recovered it all by himself there.
Well, if you can do one, do the other.
Why not?
Just put them all in the stat colony. Check all the boxes. But, yeah, big defensive night there. Offensively, we got some clips of that too. Easton LaRue had a good night. He led the way with 2 scores.
And right here, keyed with that big block by Brian Bethany. What a fantastic job to free up LaRue with some hard running as he was able to punch one in.
Yeah, and I would love to see that again as we highlight the block that scores it. Boom, right there as he turns the corner here, cuts it up, heading for the house. Good night there. Elijah Taylor ran the ball well. He scored once. Here's that as Mason Hunt would also score on a jet sweep. And Landon Torres, Matthew Jansen, and LaRue all had conversions. So, I don't know what we can say that's not positive about that game. 30-0, just an all-out whooping.
A great night for all the underclassmen.
Yeah, absolutely. There was also some underclassmen games going on here in Vanderbilt as well, Lee, that you attended, some volleyball action.
Yeah, the 7th grade and 8th grade were in action against cross-county rival Edna last night. It was a good night for the Cobras as the gym was rocking. One really fun thing to see was all of the high school volleyball players were there in support. A lot of the students were there. The gym was loud. It was a fun environment to watch a junior high game. The 7th grade A ultimately did not come out on top, but they played a really good game. They fall 2-1. They did take Edna into extra points, so it was a really, really close nail-biter. They ultimately went the other direction. 8th grade A team came out and won big over the Cowgirls, or Rustlers, as I should say.
Ooh. And you catch some of that action on the Cobra Sports Network. We did have some connection issues, but we're working on that still as well. Well, there was also some volleyball here tonight as well.
Yeah, the Shiner Comanches came into town. I don't have the final score, but I know it did go the Shiners' way. Again, volleyball looks to be really starting to fire on all cylinders. Tonight there was some great action there. We got to see the first 2 sets as it was a really good game. But ultimately, girls fall to Comanche tonight.
Well, tomorrow there's going to be some youth football going on here at the Snake Pit again. We got to watch some of that and come hang out with those boys last weekend, and that was a whole lot of fun. It was really interesting to see the Bantam boys running some of the same formations that we see out here on Friday night. Jax Arterberry did a fantastic job running the football. John Bargenbrook did a great job out there as well. And there were some great tackles. Defense was just absolutely outstanding by those young men.
That's right.
Yeah, but they're going to be back here tomorrow night again. This time they're hosting Palacios. Action starts here at 5 o'clock with the Pee Wee game. Juniors are at 6, and then Bantam follows.
So that wraps up this week in Cobra Sports. As right now you're watching the Golden Cobra Band on the field. We want to let y'all know we cannot bring the sound to you. We can hear it. We can mic them up, but legally we're not allowed to broadcast it. It is copyrighted. So we're going to just show you the marching and the performance program through the season. But if you wonder, that is one of the reasons why Golden Cobra Band won't be playing music over the internet.
Hey, what if you sang, Lee?
Well, I could do that, Rob. I think that would be dang
Is that
magical.
legal?
That would be downright magical.
Because, that's just you singing. That's not a band.
Well, I don't want to do too much.
Well, there is some exciting things, and we got to meet with some of the drum majors this year at the kickoff barbecue, Lee. And if you remember, they were saying that this is the first year where the drum majors are going to have to be getting down and actually compete. Not competing, performing. They're going to be performing. We're actually seeing it right now as I believe that's Rachel Lange.
Yeah,
Lange. I apologize.
There is typically you'll see 1 or 2 drum majors in each year go down and perform. But this year, for the first time, the Golden Cobra Band will have all 3 drum majors participating in the program. So it's a really cool program where basically the drought-cracked earth, as you see the flags now, will come back to life. And boy, what a timely pick for this, because we can relate.
Yes.
This is a dry time right now in South Texas. But enough about that, Rob. We need to talk pick'em.
Pick'em.
The band's playing right now, guys. We don't have time to go to pick 'em, so let's.
Oh, I think we can find a little time. Let's look over to our production manager.
We'll go ahead and just quiet down and let the folks go ahead and enjoy this band deal right now.
All right.
We take a little bit
at
break.
Least
and
promise me we're going to come back to it.
Okay, we might come back to it.
All right.
Yeah, I get it with the production manager, find out.
All right, folks. We'll take a few minutes to enjoy the Golden Cobra Band. We'll be back in just a short minute. They promise me, Rob, with some pick'em news.
All right, great. That sounds awesome.
The Golden Cobra Band is under the direction of Larry Furman, Stacy Hudson, and Nicholas Craftlin. The guard instructor is Bailey Schrader. The section of the week is the baritone section. Band members of the week are Melanie James, Miguel Hernandez, Amina Evans, and Daniela Urruti. The band would like to thank the Industrial Band Boosters and Industrial High School Principal Heather Mayer. The Industrial IMC School Board and Superintendent Clark Motley for all their support of the Golden Cobra Band. Go Cobras!
Okay, how about now?
Fine.
I'm like a kid at Christmas.
Bring up the board there, Ryan.
Bring up the board.
He seems reluctant to do this tonight, Rob, and I don't know why.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Because he's 4-4.
I'm pretty sure y'all are cheating.
Oh, folks, we like giving our partner a hard time here. This was his idea this year, and it's a fun one. I tell you what, it has been fun to rib each other, give each other a hard time. We're going to keep it up all season, but the best is the starting. And I know we're not going to have this luxury week over week, but starting out, the man who invented it, the man who created it, we are going to get to give him a hard time, as he is
going 4-4.
That's fine. Either way, so yes, I went 4-4. I went with some teams last week because I was just ready to just blow you guys out of the water and go ahead and win this awesome MVP gold chain that Rob picked up. That would have been fantastic.
Metal.
Yeah.
Well, that's for the most valuable picker, and we have to look across. Who is our leader this week, Rob?
Well, we have Rob Bargenbrook, the boss, and we have Lee Lewis, Old Sarge, leading the record.
Well, that's me and you.
I know.
What a deal. What a deal. All right, well, one of us is going to have to put on the MVP, most valuable picker necklace. I say we settle this the old way. How about some paper, rock, scissors?
Paper, rock, scissors?
Right here, right now. Here we go.
We gotta have proof.
We're going just one. No best of 3 here.
Are we doing 1, 2, 3 go?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, not the new way the kids do shoot or whatever.
No.
Okay. Right.
We're old school on this.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And that's why I'm 4-4.
All right, the man who ordered it gets it. Go ahead, crown the champion.
I'll just hold it up.
Here it is.
People can see this massive piece of gold jewelry.
Oh, you got to hang it. Put it on.
I got to put it on.
You got to hang it
away
on.
of the mic and everything, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is that it?
That looks
Is that
right.
it?
That looks
Okay.
nice.
I think you should have to wear it the entire show now. That's part of the deal.
There it is, folks. Your week 1 most valuable picker. But let's talk about week 2. What do we got tonight, guys?
Yeah, well, we got some new ones. So this week I decided to go ahead and go with Van Vleck.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Well, it's going to be an interesting district week. I'm excited to see it. Last week I felt like was fairly easy to see, basically who the favorites were, who was going to be dominant. This week there's some good ones. Edna Bay City I think is going to be a little bit different, although Rob's the only one who wanted to step out on that limb.
I did.
That's a
4A.
state-ranked 4A school, and no one else gave them the respect.
Yeah,
That's
they're a
interesting.
4A school. They're state ranked. They won last week. They're on a high, and I figured, that way I can get ahead of you.
Yeah, no. There's going to be separation one way or another there, and we got a little bit of difference on Taft and Mathis, but overall we kind of all went very similar, which surprised me because those are some close games.
If you notice, the voice had to pick Mathis. He couldn't think logically.
It's bred in. I understand. It's required. If you're going to wear the state ring, you gotta make the pick.
Hey, you know what? I had a feeling about my boys there.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna see. Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
for my upset pick here this week, I had to go give Coach Dixon his due. Blanco knocked off a good Poth team last week. They did it on a final play where Tyler Dixon actually made the catch in the end zone. Big.
Wow.
Yeah, big receiver went up, got the ball. They got the win, and so I'm going to pick Blanco this week.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they're going against the San Antonio Antonios, which may be the worst mascot ever.
Right.
So part of me just wants to pick against the favorite for that reason because they call
mascot.
themselves the San Antonio Antonios.
So just pick
It's not
all
right.
mascot. Right?
That's right. That's
Hey,
not right.
did y'all see Ryan is going with Bloomington again, going 2-0.
I think
start
that's
the season.
Yeah, that's the only other team he knows other than the Cobras.
I tell you what, if they pull it off again and he picks them next week, we're going to start making him wear a green shirt instead. We're going to take away the Cobra Sports Network patch.
Hey, old Double Nickel went with St. Joe, and of course they won last week. And I went with Lytle and Kennedy, and I just felt like Lytle had a chance to win.
Okay, that's just
It's
got a
a
feeling, huh?
gut feeling.
Yeah,
Gut feeling.
he's throwing darts out here. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
Whole
So
lot
that-
better than 4 and
Well, I hope, overall, I want to support my production crew. I hope Chase wins this one. I hope he gets his pick.
There you go.
I really like.
Yeah, I'm sure you do because
I'm rooting for you, kid.
Yeah, y'all called each other on that one, I'm sure. So that's that. That is it for that. But one other thing we do want to highlight as well every Friday night is we want to be able to highlight our top performers from the previous week, and we had a few of them, didn't we, Lee?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
No, we absolutely did. One of them was Carly Stonish. He's a freshman, believe it or not. And, man, she had a great tournament last week. They had 8 games over that tournament series. She had, count them, 40 kills, 7 aces, 8 blocks, and 67 digs.
Lee, is that for the season?
No, that is for a weekend. That is 2 days of volleyball. And what's impressive is you're seeing her doing it up front and in the back row. I mean, she is hitting the ball extremely well from the outside, 40 kills, but she's also playing great defense with 67 digs. So great job out of her. Of course, we had two guys from the football team get it. Major LaRue on the offensive side, who was just the workhorse last week, carried the ball a ton. And Bo Bethany, of course, on the defensive side with his 10 solo tackles and a couple tackles for loss. On the cross-country side, Elise Bullock got it. She finished 4th at the Industrial Invitational. And, of course, the girls won the Industrial Invitational, so big showing out of them. And so just fantastic job from all of these athletes. And, of course, this is sponsored by Clark Constructors and picked each week by their coaches. Those coaches are out there. They see them in practice. They see who's working, and they're at that competition, that game. They see who's playing. They see who's contributing, and they come to us and they tell us who should have it and why. And I tell you what, Rob, these athletes were deserving this week.
Yeah, after watching the show the other night and the stats of they're on volleyball. I mean, you're right. I mean, some people would be glad to have that for a season, not a weekend.
Yeah, no,
Just phenomenal.
all of these award winners this week it was clearly visible. If you got to see them compete this week, it was apparent why they were being rewarded. Of course, the coaches are factoring in a lot more than that. The coaches are basing this off of the entire week, everything they contribute from now till the next competition. But ultimately, we saw them in competition, watching Elise run, watching Bo Bethany play, watching Major Lou play, watching Carly Stonish, hearing the stats. That was exceptional. So great job to them. Right now, though, we're about to get going on some football again, boys.
Wow.
Yeah, the team has come out of the locker room. Country Boy Can Survive has played. They are warming up. The tunnel's inflated, and we got 2:45 to go. So we're going to take a quick break, come back to us in about 2.5 minutes, and let's see some Cobra football second half action.
Yeah, some good Cobra football.
You're watching Cobra football on the Cobra Sports Network.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook, Ron Barnett on production, and we got old Chase Charbula outside. As you see your Cobras blasting through that tunnel, ready to get after it here in this second half of action here in Vanderbilt against the Shiner Comanches. But Rob, you had a little bit of action going on in that first half. Why don't you go ahead and break down our stats, bud?
Okay. Ashton Garza rushed the ball 4 times for 68 yards and a touchdown. Nick Kuchler had 2 rushes for 26 yards. We had 4 first downs. Ashton Garza was 6 for 8 for 31 yards passing. Kate Quebeca had 9 yards receiving. Cooper Martin had 21 yards receiving. Nick Kuchler had 6. So spread the ball around a decent amount passing. The touchdown score was basically a 68-yard run by Garza. Defensively, so far, number 6, Dylan Rierick, has 3 tackles for loss, and those have been some very big plays. Another number 19, Sam Kurtz, had a sack, which stopped a drive against the Comanches. So everybody kind of stepping up in regards to how Shiner was able to kind of get their 2 scores. It really comes down to number 5. He's got 23 yards rushing, and he's got 61 yards receiving, and one was a 56-yard touchdown. So
2 things that really stand out to me on those stats is, one, Cowboys got to get on his horse. Right now, we don't have a big dominant running game out of 44 and 45, and I think the coaches need to get that backfield going. They need to put the ball in the hands of the Cowboy and the big gun, because if they do that, it's going to create a lot more opportunities. The other thing that stands out to me was Garza's numbers. You know, he's 6 of 8, you said, for 30 yards.
Yeah.
So really everything short and underneath. The 2 big misses were when he was pushing the ball down the field, and one of them was a complete miscommunication on a wide open receiver. You know, that miss right there, that play worked. I know it wasn't a completion, but that play worked as designed. It was wide open. I would like to see the coaches continue attack downfield, give him the option to throw that deep ball, because I think it's there.
That, and I think if we're going to run the ball, just run it right up the middle instead of stretching it. You know, make it simple to kind of get some momentum.
Kickoff here puts us back in action, but before we get started, I want to send one advertisement out, a little congratulations. Recognize Alicia Garcia with Grays Away boxes and boards. Folks, we got to eat dinner up here tonight. A little charcuterie artist as she is. She prepared some grazing boxes for us. It was absolutely delicious. And, folks, we may not know a thing about football, but we sure know how to eat, right, Will?
Yeah, we got that part figured out.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're just like those referees on the field having a hard time getting that flag out from our waistband.
That's right.
Maybe not Rob so much.
Oh,
No,
that
no,
physical,
Lives in that
that
gym.
physical fitness nut. And, everybody's weird. They got their own things.
Hey, look what we got going on down there right
Corn
now.
dog,
That's
corn dog.
That's corn dog. We
Corn
got a corn
dog.
dog. Speaking
Corn
of
dog, corn
food,
dog.
speaking of food, we got the corn dog formation.
There we go.
We learned about that today, or this week actually, and Garza's going to go behind the corn dog formation and barrel forward. And what that corn dog formation is you're bringing in number 45, the big gun there. Major LaRue comes in that halfback position. You also bring in
Kubeka and Wolfskill, 11 and 17. And
Little power football.
That's exactly what it is. Line up and run it down your throat. So you got exactly what's happening here. Coach said we didn't know what to call it, and since they call that position the C, this time Cooper's going to get it around the edge and get some good running room. And again, 45 sealing that edge for him. But what Coach told us, he said, I didn't know what to call it, and since those tight ends they call the C position, Garza looked at him and said, well, why don't we call it corn dog, Coach?
I think Coach is a little taken aback by that, but, man, once a name sticks, it sticks. So evidently they got corn dog.
There you go.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, and the Comanches are getting corn dogged right now. That's exactly what's going on. And Cooper is following his lead blockers.
Yeah, I love that little counter to 44, and that's what you got to do to get that backfield rolling. Right there, we're moving. Here we go. We're going to go up tempo, but I love that they're getting the Cowboy going right now.
Yeah, you start getting flooding those lines with lead blocking out in front, and that's exactly what you can do. Again, right here, this time Major locks up on that edge, and Cooper comes up and finishes off, and Garza's going to get a short gain there. I thought he had a whole lot more than he did. It must have stepped out of bounds.
I guess so.
Well, they run into that near side, and that sideline gets there in a hurry. But right now, Cobras have Shiner kind of on their heels early, quick.
26 yards on 4 plays, guys.
There you go. I like it. The corn dog.
My corn dog. Now let's just add in some mustard and get a touchdown.
Now we're going to have to come up with a corn dog graphic now.
Yeah, we are. Well, they went away from the package. Wolfskill just checked out. But
this is a pistol, right?
Pistol. LaRue's in the backfield now. Fake to him. Garza's going to roll out on that naked bootleg here. That's Bishop giving him chase. He's going to push him out after about a yard loss. Yeah, production crew over here didn't like the corn dog idea.
No?
Corn dog graphic idea.
Our producer has been putting in overtime, and same for Will. Folks, we're going to step away from this for just a minute to brag a little and just flat-out honesty. These guys work insane hours to bring this to you, to create all these graphics, basically learn how to do all this self-taught and build it. So Ryan and Will, if y'all see them, thank them, because y'all have no idea how many hours go into this.
Garza's going to heave it downfield. That's McMullen with it. He's got a catch again. Outstanding hands by the junior. He showed it to us last week, and he does it again tonight at Cobra Field.
Yeah. Will, you seem excited by that play.
I get fired up about things like that, man. Like Rob gets fired up when the flag doesn't come out in time. I get fired up on an acrobatic catch like that.
Well, we talked just before kickoff about how they needed to do a couple things. They needed to get that backfield going, and they needed to push the ball down the field. And right there on this drive, you're seeing both of those things, and that's why they're having success. But the one thing we talked about in the first half is you got to clean this up. You cannot have drive-killing penalties, and that's what we continue to have, Will.
Yeah. That looked like they tried to running out that corn dog formation again, just to change of personnel. Got a little bit jittery, and Cobras moved a little bit early there. 10:21 remaining in this third quarter. Cobras are trailing by 7. That penalty pushes them back to
first and goal from the 15. Exact same situation. Well, not exact same situation. Last time it was 3rd and 15, but third and goal. But this time, you just don't want to be in these situations when you're knocking on that goal line.
Oh, and
going to be more.
Is it going to be on us? I don't know if they made contact or not.
It looks like it's
going
to be offside. Yeah. Okay. The side judge was pointing towards Shiner, so we're going to get those back and we're going to play it down. Let's start over.
Okay.
Let's start fresh, clean slate.
That's the
Is
legal
that the
mulligan.
mulligan?
That's the mulligan
That's
right
the
there.
mulligan.
That's the legal mulligan, though. I like that. You guys kill me with your ideas, I'm telling you.
I know. We just try to keep you on your toes, Will. Man, I
Going
like-
quick again from the 9-yard line here in that corn dog package. Cooper's going to try
Nicely-
to catch the edge there, and he's going to be brought down after a short gain.
Well, you could see that one coming just based on the formation. They had LaRue lined up in that sniffer back, and you can tell when he's there, he's ready to hit somebody, and he did his job.
I'd like to see one of them backs like on a little a flare, because look how far back Shiner is off the ball.
Ashton's going to draw back to Pat. It was a fake quarterback draw there as he's going to jump over in, and he gets in for another touchdown here. Great designed run there. Looked like a quarterback draw is exactly what it was, a little delayed draw there. I don't think there was ever a pass design in that play, and Ashton ends up tucking it and going.
Yeah, I know. As he
Finding
came
the
to the
lane.
end zone, he saw the video camera, the media there at the end, and he wanted to make sure he said a special O. And so we want to say a special hello to all the media out there everywhere as we send a salute out.
Yeah.
Ooh,
How you doing?
how you doing? How you doing?
Kuchler, the holder again, as Warren gets his leg through it. We'll see what the call is, and it is through. The Cobras tied up here in Vanderbilt. Exactly what they need to do. Come out strongly.
Bing,
and with
bang,
that,
boom.
But with that scoring drive, we got a scoring drive recap. Rob, are you
We
ready?
Sure do. I am ready. I am ready. I'm ready.
Brought to you by Con Metal.
Well, the drive started out basically running the ball. Cooper Martin and Ashton Garza, a 12-yard run by Garza, a 5-yard run by Martin, an 8-yard run by Martin. It started moving the ball quickly. The next thing that really sparked the drive was the big pass play for 30 yards to Hayden McMullen from Garza. Got down within the end zone. Garza then rushed it in for 6 yards for a touchdown, and Bryce Warren finished it off with a PAT.
Boom, boom, boom.
And that's it. That's your fastest 30 seconds. in recap.
And football.
Thank you, Con Metal, for that scoring drive recap. Scoring drives will be brought to you by Con Metal all season long.
We hope we advertise y'all a lot.
I'm gonna wear that graphic out this week. 9:33 remaining in the third quarter. Cobras come back and strike quickly.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we wanted to see because the Cobras have really played a good game, and you know you want the scoreboard to reflect that. And right now, I feel like we're where this game should be. These teams have both had some key moments, some good successes. They both had a few hiccups, and so right now it's anybody's game.
Ball is act. We'll see where he ends up getting, but he's fallen in. That's going to be a safety. That's got to be a safety right there. So great, another momentum shift, a huge shift for the Cobras here. They're going to get 2 points and the ball back.
Well, that sounds like a deal.
Sign me up for twice.
Yeah.
But you know what that does, though, Lee?
What does that
That
do?
brings up another Con Metal scoring drive recap.
Yes, that is a Con Metal scoring drive recap, a 2-point recap. So, the Cobras lined up. They
Yeah.
put the ball on the tee.
Yeah.
Bryce kicked it.
Yeah.
It went through Shiner's hands. It
Oh.
rolled into the end zone, and we tackled him in the end zone.
And that's good.
That's 2 points.
All right.
So, if any of y'all had any boards going on out there, any pots going on?
That
the
will blow
2-point
it
just
apart.
blew it all
Yeah.
apart.
That 6'4" guy's like, really?
I was
The
like,
problem for him is, though, we got 9:26 to go, so if it's done by quarters, it depends on, is it every score or is it quarters? I mean, I don't know what they got going.
Wait, what just
What-
had
what's going
happened?
on?
Are they saying that wasn't a safety?
Oh, they're going to take it back.
Oh, my gosh. He's at the 25, so they're going to say he was down.
What are we doing? Now we look like total fools up here.
Well, they signaled it. They called
They
it.
sure did. The white hat called it, but looks like that's going to be Brooks off to the not Brooks. It's number 5 Bishop off to the left side. He's going to get plenty of running room for more than enough on a Shiner first down. But yeah, golly, I'm baffled, guys, just like you are. I don't know what happened because he was in the end zone when he grabbed it. But I guess maybe they're going.
They're going to say
half of
touchback.
it,
Yeah, based
half
on
of his
the fact that
body.
he covered he covered it in the end zone, so they're going to say it's a touchback. Even though, the ball had been live and it was conflict between the return man and the coverage team. I guess they're going to say still.
Yeah,
He was able to cover it for the touchback.
We're gonna have to go back and look at that rule, but I think maybe starting to wonder maybe because half of his body was in the end zone, the other half was out. Maybe I'm not sure, but either way, another hard run by Shiner here. It's gonna bring up 2nd down and 5, 8:55 and counting down in this third quarter.
But
Tied up at
they
14.
did signal safety.
Oh,
I
they
saw
definitely
the guy.
signaled, and then they put it on the scoreboard, and we had a good we had a good few minutes where it was safety. Yeah, I'd say. So it took I guess some slow thought.
Well, this time Schutte ends up pulling it himself. He gets that inside edge, breaks the tackle, and he's off to the races. I don't think Mendoza's going to catch him. And Shiner punches another one in on a great fake run there by number 9, the junior Carson Schutte.
Wow, that was just a crummy turn of events.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering. It's almost kind of felt deflated after that big high right there. Well, I'm still taken back on what happened as well. But either way, there's still a football game to be played out here. Cobras are going to have to put that past them and get after it right now. Shiner's lining up.
Did they know that we had a Continental recap? I mean, did anybody tell them?
No. I'm surprised that there wasn't any discussion or anything on the field there. It was just they
And we got it blocked, though. I know that was Sam Kurtz that came in, but I'm not sure if it hit him or deflected off him or what. But either way, the pressure was brought by number 19, Sam Kurtz there.
You know who's most sad right now is that guy that had the 6'4" in the pool. He's like, man, nobody ever wins with that. And this was my day.
This was my day, and y'all took it away. Hey, you know what, though? Hey, here's the thing, guys. That 1 point could be the difference in the game.
It could be. You're right. You're right. To get back to all seriousness, that block could show up key here in a moment. It could. True that. 6'4" guy says the other thing. All right. Well, you got to play the you got to play the game, and right now Cobras are going to have to answer because this did take a kind of a crazy turn right there, very quickly.
It sure did. I'm wondering if is there any way to edit that out? Mr. Producer.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we've solved that problem, Will. Rob and I have told you mulligans should be brought into football.
Hey, here's the thing.
You just won't get on board.
Next week, y'all, what y'all need to do during X's and O's is bring a coach in there and explain that call.
Explain the mulligan?
Explain the touchback.
What was the deciding factor there when they called safety and then brought it back?
Lee, make a note. You got it?
I got it.
Okay, good job.
If not, I'll show up. I'll ask.
Well, ball is teed up and kicked back.
I want to see him push this to the other side. We've not had good luck on the right side.
Sam Kurtz split in the middle right here on a great return, almost in midfield before he's finally brought down. I really liked what Sam did there. He wrapped that thing up in between the numbers and just ran hard with the shoulders down.
Sure did. Physical run.
Yeah, 8:19 remaining in this third quarter. Cobras are trailing 20-14. Curious to see if Coach comes back out with that corn dog formation. It was very effective. Looks like he is, as LaRue, Quebeca, and Wolfskill are back out there on the field.
Corn dog.
Holden McMullen is the lone receiver on the far side.
Hey, you're going to have man-on-man on that far side, too.
Well, this is going to be an option play, and Cooper's got it on that pitch out there, and he lowers his shoulder and gets out near the first down marker. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds.
I give him a 9.8 on the slide post tackle.
They gave him 9. Nice seal block on the edge there too that allowed that option to take place.
Yeah, adding that extra backer in there, an extra bigger body in there to help block is definitely helping the Cobras in the run game here. Second and short. His guard is going to fake it to Cooper, rolls out, doesn't really see anybody. Oh, does fire it to Wolfskill. He has it and brought down near the 35-yard line. It's going to be a Cobra first down.
That's good hands out of 17 right there. That ball thrown a little bit behind him. He knows he's going to take a shot right there. He turns. He catches it just in the fingertips, brings it in, stays through the tackle. Good job.
Yeah, defense for the Comanches are moving all over the place, and we're going to have a flag here. We're going to say a false start. I'm not too sure See, I'd like to see if Coach gets in there and just tells Ashton to go. Hey, we need to go on count while catch the defense moving like they're doing. If that defensive line is bouncing around like they're doing, let's catch them on off guard.
Yeah, that was a huge stunt.
Gonna push him back 5 yards. 1st and 15, 7:40 remaining in the third quarter. Coach electing to stick with that corn dog defense. LaRue behind.
Corn dog and a stick? Is that it?
Yeah.
Corn dog.
Nice, partner.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to pull it.
Yeah. Great catch by Wolfskill again over the middle. Makes up all 5 of those yards and a couple more. But wait, Coach sticking with the corn dog offensive. He can't do it. Great fake play. Counter going the other way. Ashton spins and continues to churn forward for yardage. We'll see where they mark him. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, that was a big lane over on the left side. And you wonder right now, is it starting to take a toll on the Shiner team? We talked about pregame how they have 9 guys going both ways. The luxury of having a big roster on this side is that we don't have a lot of guys having to do that, and we wanted to attack them. And right now, Cobras are having good sustained drives, and you wonder if fatigue is starting to set into some level.
Yeah, and I believe it is because I'm starting to fatigue, and all I'm doing up here is talking.
But they had good pulling guard there on that play there.
Coach switching up the offense again. Now he's going with that spread offense.
Guards are just went over 100 yards rushing, guys.
That's good to see that out of number 7. Cooper in motion on that swing pass, brought down almost immediately. It looks like he may have about a yard on that play.
Yeah, Shiner got there a little bit faster than I thought they were going to. Cowboy did a good job catching that with traffic.
Yeah, we saw that play happen a couple of times in the Yoakum game as well. Gardo's going to fake it again, ends up running up the middle, hurdles a guy. We'll see if he ends up getting in, and we do have a touchdown for the Cobras. Are we sure this time, guys?
Are we sure?
Let's look down there. They are getting set up for the extra point.
Okay.
That is a Cobra
Nice.
touchdown. Garza again on that delayed QB draw there, ends up doing some shifty moving as he runs up the middle, hurdles another guy, gets in for another Cobra score.
And Kretzer's finally putting his guys to work.
About time those guys get some running in. Hold is down, ball is up, and it is through the uprights. Bryce is perfect tonight. Cobras lead for the first time, 21-20. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't take a quick break. We got to have a score and drive recap. I apologize, Rob.
Medal scoring drive recap. So on this drive, Ashton Garza ran the ball 3 times. He had a 4-yard run, 6-yard run, a 19-yard run for a touchdown. Cooper Martin had 9 yards rushing, and brought Wolfskill into the game. He got 18 yards receiving, and Cooper Martin also got 1 yard receiving, and that's your scoring drive, guys.
Scoring drive brought to you by Com Metal. We are going to take a quick break now and bring back this kickoff to you. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network. Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook, Ryan Barnett, Chase Tribula. So welcome back. You guys missed the opening kickoff or the kickoff right
Somebody
there.
else missed it too, Will.
And
the
so
deep
did
man, the return
so
man
did
for the
Shiner,
Shiner Comanches, bobbled a second one. He muffed it, and he has to fall on it around the 15 before the Cobras can get there.
Yeah, the ball's going to be pitched out to Bishop, trying to find some running room out there at the edge, but he is met.
A host of Cobras, 3 or 4 of them.
I believe that was Brady Cope that got in there, and 22, Zach Vadial. We haven't called his name much tonight, but Zach comes down in there from that cornerback spot and makes a tackle. So Zach playing.
They've had him down in the box, but he's having to watch those tight ends.
Whoa.
Wow. Who picked Bay City?
I did.
Did you really?
He's the lone pick, I think, right?
Yeah. 4A school, man. They tough.
That's why he wears the MVP.
Yes.
And that is stuff that is Clayton Roundtree, the senior nose tackle that gets in there and drives a ball carrier down to the ground. 4:54 and counting down in this third quarter.
Well, you know, they right there, they rolled into that FUVA defense again. You know, that's when you need to stuff it.
Yep, right when you need to tell somebody to stuff it.
Yeah.
Third down, Cobras.
They rolled into that tight FUVA.
I think we did that earlier.
Here we go, Cobras. Let's go.
Right now they're dropping those safeties a little bit deeper than they've been because you know it's in a
swing
throwing
back pass.
situation.
And Bishop is there. Brady Cope giving him chase. We'll see. Aiden Yanish is pretty fast. Just not able to bring him down. It finally brought down by Diego Laredo inside the 10-yard line. Just another great play by Schutte and Bishop connecting right there. Looks like Bishop is down, so while he gets checked out, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
I don't know. I want to see it again.
We are back. Had an injured player on the play, number 5 Bishop. It looks like he walked off though.
Yeah, they were able to stretch him out, so it was a cramps, and looks like everything's okay.
They are first and goal on the.
You know, we were talking just now as we were coming back from the break. I'd love to see that play again. You know, we called it pre-snap. It looked like they were backing everybody out, going kind of in more of a safe prevent style D, but no one was on the side to help when on the linebacker one-on-one. So I don't know exactly what happened, but we'll have to. We can watch that one again another day. But right now, Shiner does punch this one in as they retake the lead, and you got to figure they're going to go for 2 here.
Yeah, to try to even it up.
Yeah, all that was Schutte taking a snap under center and everyone just driving and pushing him in the end zone, and they.
Yeah, they got to do something about number 5. He has 131 yards receiving tonight, guys.
Well, I think they did do something about him. They let him run himself into a cramp. Hopefully he'll stay over there for a little while.
They are going for 2.
And
Same
that
play.
looked like there's movement on the line before the play started. Yeah, they do. We do have a flag on the far side of the field. That's going to push them back.
Well, it'll be long yardage, so Lee.
Yeah.
What will they do?
I don't know. You read my mind. This is kind of an interesting call because they haven't had great success with the extra point attempts tonight. Now you're getting backed up further. You're going to have a lower kick. They've almost had 2 blocked and 1 was. But certainly you don't want to be attempting a 2-point conversion from basically the 7 or 8 yard line.
But
So it's
that's
kind of
what
an interesting call, but I think they're going to do it because they know that kicking game is just not secure right now.
I think you're going to see a pass again.
We'll see if they bring
Well,
Schutte out
we've
on a
seen
rollout.
some little swing passes out of this set.
Watch 48 on this side.
And
Let's
this
see.
is what they're going to look at.
Yep, here comes your pass.
On that bootleg right there, but he's got to deal with, I believe that was Quebeca, and she just throws it away, so they do not get it. But they do score the touchdown on that big play there by Bishop setting them up and go ahead and take the lead again. Shiner's leading at 26-21 in the third quarter with 3:42 left.
That was not a heads-up play there out of Schutte. I mean, that's one of those times where it's not wise to throw it away. Usually you want your quarterback throwing it away in that situation. In this case, a 2-point conversion, throw that up, see if anybody can come down within the end zone, just chunk it up and hope for the best because in all reality, it's not getting returned for 2 points the other direction. It's probably going to end there.
It's it's only a 5-point game, and we were playing so much better than last week. But guys, I'm telling you, looking at these stats, it's the same thing that hurt us last week. We hold, give up a 70-yard play. We hold, we give up a 50-yard play.
The
we
big
just gotta
plays
get
have
that
been
figured
killers.
out. Yeah. But it is a 5-point game, so.
Yeah, and you know one thing that has been a little bit more impressive tonight is the fact that the Shiner boys being, like we talked about their roster, they've got about 22 guys on the actual active roster, and 9 of those players are going both ways. We really haven't seen fatigue set in.
No,
when
it seemed like they came out flat at half, but not as much as I would anticipate.
No, they're kicking it in gear for sure, and this one's a line drive right to Cooper Martin. He's going to field it and try to get what he can, and he's finally brought down around the 40-yard line.
One thing we have seen tonight is in the special teams game, Industrial's clearly winning that war. They've had good returns. This time they're going to be set up on about the 40-yard line. They've had good starting field positions for the most part. Shiner, on the other hand, has struggled in the kick return game. The extra points have been poor. So really, on that side of the thing,
we've had field position.
Yeah,
we have.
The special teams clearly goes to the Cobras that night.
And it looks like we're going back again to the corn dog. Let's add some mustard to it this time, maybe a little chili and cheese, and go get the score.
Chili on a corn dog?
What?
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
Hey, you got to give it a try. That's the.
Oh. The ball was underthrown, but that ball was there's no way. There's no way he got underneath that. That hit.
I thought he signaled incomplete catch.
I think he had it.
You think so? I'm gonna go back to the replay. Throw the red flag out there.
Like we've been telling you, Will. Mulligan.
I'm saying, to me, in real time, that looked like he actually got both arms under it. I think he does make that catch, but I would love to see it again.
Well, we're gonna have the luxury here. This is our instant replay cam.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not.
Not going to.
Never mind. Sorry, folks.
Ryan tried. Yeah.
So a little bit of momentum change here, but brings the Shiner offense back out again. And Bishop's going to take, that is Bishop back into the game again, so that must have been a cramp they worked out. And he comes back in right where he left off with about a 5 or 6 yard run on that first down carry.
Yeah, one difference we're seeing, 3.5 minutes still left in this third quarter. Things have slowed down a lot. That was a very fast first half because it was so run heavy. Now that these teams have opened up these quick scoring drives, throwing the ball more, it's been a long quarter. I think probably in real time, this third quarter's lasted longer than the entire first half did.
It feels like it, Lee, for sure. Bishop's going to take the toss again, but he's wrapped up in the backfield. That's got to be number 6, Dylan Rearick, again getting back there and doing a heck of a job containing number 5.
So a quick question there, Lee. He was wrapped up in the backfield. But look at the line judge. He's standing. He's standing where the ball was placed before. He never made the line of scrimmage.
It's all about angles, Rob. I think we're not in the correct angle.
Okay.
To see that straight down the line.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm giving
no,
him-
yeah, I don't know about that. What I do know is he got stuffed right here on third down,
Yep.
nowhere to go. That's definitely a loss on the play of about a yard, and that's going to create a forced punt situation.
Hey, nice job by the defense to answer there, guys.
Yeah, and they're going to send. I'm wondering if they're going to send 2 guys back. No, it's just going to be Nick. I thought maybe they were trying to send 2 guys back to get a decent return here.
What's exciting, folks at home, you're about to get to hear the first called block punt of the year as Will LaRue gets set to call this block punt right now.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Shiner's approaching the line.
Is that Elmo speaking?
They're about to get
They're
home.
in max protect.
Does get this one off. It's a spiraling kick that bounces around the 30. Takes a Shiner bounce, but Kuchler fields it. Great block over there by McMullen. But Kuchler's going to be brought down near the 30-yard line. So last drive, Cobras ended in a interception right off the bat. So let's see what Coach has dialed up here. I'm wondering if he goes back to that corn dog.
Well, we were in corn dog on the interception.
But I think it was more of a smoke and mirrors there, thinking that we're going to run the ball. Maybe we could get somebody freed up on that one-on-one.
Pretend corn dog, but it was actually coleslaw.
Yeah, we do have a player down. While they attend to him, we'll take a break. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network.
Commitment to community service. It's a mission the First State Bank employees have lived by for more than 60 years. By continuously volunteering, sponsoring school fundraisers, and engaging in community service projects, the First State Bank not only lives its mission, it lives up to its motto, friendliest bank anywhere. So call, stop in, or visit fsblouise.com today. Get to know the bankers who are making a positive impact in your community. Eat 'em up, snakes. The First State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook, Ryan Barnett, and Chase Charbula. And old Wes is floating on a river somewhere, drinking him a cold one. Hope you're having a good time out there, Wes.
We miss you, Double Nickel.
Yeah, we do need that sideline reporting right about now. But the young man
Great.
for the Comanches, number 3, Bodie Warner, he was able to get up under his own power and walk off the field, so it was good to see that. So Cobra's taking another possession with 1:01 left in this third quarter, and trailing by 5.
We got a moon coming up, guys. Day before yesterday, we had the rare full moon, blue moon combo, super moon, blue moon. Well, it's making its presence. It rises over the concession stand right now. Beautiful sight down here in Vanderbilt, Texas, USA.
Yeah, Ashton elects to take the ball on the left side here and continuing to push the pile. He's going to get about 3 yards on that play. We'll see where they end up marking him.
Yeah, speaking of beautiful sights, that was another fun one to look at is all the maroon jerseys came and pushed that pile. Everybody got in on the action.
Well, just a note there that we didn't have the extra blocker.
No, but they did make a change as LaRue in that running back now, and he's getting some he takes the carry right there for a couple on that second down run.
Yeah, and I think that's a wise call. You know, Rob called it over the commercial break that he's fresh right now. He still has good legs under him, and he's a big body who will just keep banging away at this tired defense. I think that's a pretty good call from the coaching staff right now.
Yeah, great. Now Ashton goes again, and he gets free on that block there, continuing to high step it through that tackle. Schuette's the only one that can catch him, but he ain't, as Ashton gets in for another Cobra touchdown.
Well,
and we got a laundry. I don't even understand what that could have been. I was watching the entire backside play, and I really don't know what it was. Oh, it's against them. They're saying it was against them. It's against the Comanches guy because
he's waving
it off. It must have fell out of his belt loop. It is a touchdown.
Well, I saw him look down and check, and that's when I realized he was looking for his own flag because he didn't realize it was his.
Hey, I want to say right there, the blocking on this side was impressive. Major blew that linebacker up.
Yeah, no, right now his quarterback needs to come over and telling him thank you because that was a huge hit that opened the entire back 40 up to him.
Oh, we're going for two. They're marching at Garza back out there.
Well, I think this is probably a wise call because if this way you get a 3-point advantage on the touchdown.
Yeah, they can't win. They can't tire with the field goal.
Right.
So as they're getting set up here, and that actually, that last play, the clock ran out. So the third quarter is over. So they're going to be one untimed down here before we start the fourth. Garza rolling out, and he's got Kuchler over the middle, but the ball does fall incomplete. But Cobras do take the lead, 28-26 here.
And I think it's 27-26. Because I had thought about when they scored that if we come back down,
it's 27.
It would need to be a 2-point conversion to get that 3-point lead. So I'm a little confused, but I'm pretty sure after Shiner scored, I was already anticipating when they were lining up for that 2-point conversion what it would look like, and that if we scored, we'd need to do the same.
Well, we're done with the math lesson. Let's go ahead.
I don't know, but I think it should be 27-26.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that score and drive recap brought to you by Con Metal.
Okay, Cobras took the field. And Ashton Garza ran for 3 yards. Then Major LaRue ran for 3 yards. Then Ashton Garza took 60 yards for a touchdown.
Well, Major LaRue ran for about 12 in front of Ashton Garza.
Yeah, that was a massive block, guys.
and then, he ran 12 yards without the ball and blew somebody up. How about that?
Yeah, he did. So while they flip sides of the field, we'll take a quick break right here and thank one sponsor. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network. I thought you were ready. And we're back, folks, as Bryce Warren tees the ball up right now as the Cobras do take the lead.
Oh, look, somebody's in a track stance, so we may be about to pull something here.
It's
nope, never mind.
Well, Lee, I do want to point out that you are correct again. It is 27-26, so your math was right. That Aggie math is really doing you some wonders.
Well, it's only because right now I can use all my fingers and toes.
Oh. And this ball is going to be kicked out of bounds. It will be a legal procedure against the Cobras. We'll see what Shiner elects to do. You're good.
It'll be the best starting field position they've had all game.
Yeah, so we'll see. The Cobras are leading by 1 point as we start this fourth quarter, so put your fingers up. We didn't have a chance to do the fourth quarter call. Get those hands up in the air.
We still have time because the clock hadn't even started yet.
You're correct. Fourth quarter, here it is. That third quarter, Lee, like you did say, it lasted quite a bit.
I like getting my money's worth.
Did you pay to get in? They charged you again, didn't they?
Did they charge you? I got you a press pass.
I got this
you a press pass.
Fancy thing Rob printed off for me. Walking in high cotton, boys.
Ball's going to be placed at the 30-yard line. This is where Shiner will take their first possession of the fourth quarter, trailing by 1. You know, I said it earlier, guys, and I'll say it again. I am impressed with the stamina that the Shiner team, Comanches, have had. They're still coming out here and running strong all the way late into the game. Ball's going to be handed off to Brooks, off to the left side this time, and wrapped up by McMullen before he's finally brought down, but not before he gets a Comanche first down.
Yeah, this double tight set, they're going to stay with it.
They
and,
brought that receiver in this time to seal that edge.
They did. That was the first new look we've seen.
It's not a huge look, but he did seal the edge.
Yeah, Comanche's continuing to stick with that run game. 1st and 10. Schutte back under center again. He's going to pitch it to Brooks but he runs right into number 6, Dylan Rearick. Ball is out. We'll see what it doesn't look, they're saying that he was down, so they're also giving him about.
He just got deep sixed.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, he was 5 yards behind the line when he got tackled.
I'm here all night, folks.
Here on deep 6. That's going to be key to the game now.
Deep 6.
We're going ocean thing next week. Who do we got? The Bulldogs? That might not work.
Ooh, and they did no motion. How interesting.
Yeah, Rearick fires it downfield
Turn around,
again.
turn
but
around.
That's Zach. Vadiel just gets his hand up and is able to knock that one free. Again, Bishop gets out of the backfield, and he's home free if Schutte ends up getting that ball over Zach there. I mean, he just continues to sneak out of the backfield on that seam route, that wheel route rather,
Yeah.
And get freed up.
The last one was 70 yards.
I honestly don't know how anybody's losing track of him. I mean, Rob said it basically 2-3 quarters ago. You need to know where number 5 is on every play because he's the one that's getting it done tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's you know.
I almost think like you're talking about. You got a safety over the top. It looks like McMullen is it now.
Now he's out here. Look.
Well, they're going with those twins out this way. We'll see what they ran a.
They're behind the
screen.
sticks. They're behind the sticks
yeah.
again. This is when they go to that passing game.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think Fellers wanted to get a timeout and talk about it again. So with that timeout, we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching the Cobra Football on Cobra Sports Network. Welcome back, Cobra fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargenbrook, Ryan Barnett on the computer production stuff over here, and Chase Charvilla outside braving the fans and the weather as he's bringing you the best coverage in Cobra Sports.
And
Schutte fires it downfield, and he does have a receiver. He connects for him beyond the 40 before he's finally brought down. That was just one of those deep post routes, and Schutte nailed it on a.
You know, we talked about that. We might not have been on the air. I don't know if we were or we weren't. But this Shiner team will throw anytime they're more than 10 yards away from the line of game. They do not like being farther than 10 yards away from wherever they got to get. And they as soon as they go to that passing game. And what's interesting to me is they have good success with it. I don't know why they aren't using it more heavily because they can throw well. Schutte's been on target most of the night.
He really has with the toss here and the cutback by Bishop to get what he needed to get. Good hard running by him. I'm impressed on that one because the play was not going that way. He cut back in on that inside lane to get about 4 or 5 yards on that first down carry.
And you're right. He's only got 3 incompletions all night.
Yeah, he's been throwing the ball well, and it's very a predictable time. It's when they do. I mean, we know it's coming. I mean, Coach Fellers knew it was coming, and that's why they called timeout. But yet, still, they're able to complete those passes.
Schutte up the middle this time. Fakes all over the place there. He's going to get a decent yardage on that. I think it's going to be about a yard short. Bring up 3rd and short with 9:27 and counting down here in the fourth quarter.
3rd and 2, roughly.
Yeah, we'll go with that, Rob. 3rd and 2. Depends on where they foot the football.
Looks about 2 yards.
Yeah, ball being spotted at the 27 line to gain
Yeah,
25.
I bet you
Yeah,
that quarterback sneak.
Brooks did graduate last year, but there's another Brooks in town.
This one
And
is
he's a
Taj.
senior this
yeah,
year.
this one's Taj Brooks. Number 2, we've seen him a couple times tonight. They haven't gone heavy to him, but they have used him when they needed him.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Brookses out there in Shiner.
For a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
I won it.
Hallettsville.
Well, I don't miss Doug and Dalton. the 1-2 combination out of that backfield the last few years has been a lot to handle.
And I was told today that Jonathan Brooks is related to the Brooks out of Shiner.
Mm-hmm. I believe they're first cousins.
Mm-hmm. This one ball's handed back up the middle to Rakin Wallace. Clock continues to wind down with 8 minutes left in this game. Cobras are leading it by 1. Second and about 8. You know, Shiner's done a really good job of being methodical and being smart with their play clock and their play calling, because they're jogging the guys out there, making sure they're getting enough time to breathe in between plays. Their clock management has been exceptionally well tonight. Ball is pitched to Brooks again. He's going to lower his shoulders and try to get what he can as he dives up the middle for another positive gain on second down.
That was Bishop.
Did I say Brooks? I meant Bishop. My fault. Thank you, Ro.
You're welcome.
Elmo would have got it right.
Yeah.
Well, this puts them in a situation where you got to figure they're in 2-down territory now. It's going to be a 3rd and about 4. And right now, you know, when you would love to see either 6 or 8 come up big right here, Rurick or Roundtree. If they can get a stop for a loss, it really gives the Cobras a better shot. Right now, Shiner's looking at least picking up 1 or 2, try to close that 4th down gap.
Yeah, and the crowd is getting loud and loud as the cheerleaders are waving that defense sign up, and they do hand it off to Bishop, but he gets around that edge. We'll see where the mark is. It's going to be awfully close if he didn't get it. And they are moving the chains.
They are moving it.
That's another first down. So good, hard running by Bishop. Bishop's really been running the ball well tonight.
He's only got 44 yards rushing, but a lot of carries. He's at 19 carries for the night. He's just kind of kept the Shiner offense moving until they get behind the sticks, and that's when the big play comes.
You know, it's surprising. I feel like Bishop has more yards rushing than that, Rob, but you're right. I guess a lot of that was the passing yards coming out of the
You got number 12 that's got about the same stats as well.
Ball is run up the middle again. This time he's going to get about 4 yards on that play. Gets inside the 5-yard line. I think that was Carson Schutte who decided to call his own number, the QB sneak up the middle.
That's about the 5th or 6th time they've run that tonight, especially when they get down inside the red zone.
It's like that old wedge play, right?
Yeah.
Every lineman puts a helmet in the hip and just drive forward as far as you can. You should be able to get 3 to 4 yards on it every time. Mm-hmm. Just do that all the way down the field.
You could. To get 3 yards of carry, that's all you got to do. I wouldn't be surprised to see it one more time. And back to the toss.
Yeah, back to the toss out there, and he does find some more positive yardage again off to the right side this time. So just content with steadily chipping away here. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and they're killing the clock
1
right
yard
now.
line.
Well, I'd love to keep them in the green grass right now.
5 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in this game. Cobras are leading by 1 with the Comanches knocking on the door. Handoff to Rakin again. He gets all around the left side and ends up getting in for a Comanche touchdown.
And
So just
you know we're going to see a 2-point attempt coming here, I would think. 26. I'm going to do my math.
Yeah, that puts them at 7, right?
I don't know, carry the 2.
Subtract the 1, add the 4.
Good running there by Shiner. I mean, they're just they're like Coach said, they're going to line up and they're just going to run it at you, and that's exactly what they did on this drive.
A little different
Marching all the way down
formation
the field.
here.
Going to toss it back to Rankin again, and Carson Schutte is the lead blocker, and he gets in for that 2-point conversion.
So he does push it to 6.
He sure does. Well, we're going to flip sides of the field real quick with 4:53 remaining in this game. Your Cobras are trailing 34-27 right now. We come back. You're watching Cobra football on the Cobra Sports Network. Welcome back, Cobra football fans. Will LaRue alongside Lee Lewis, Rob Bargerbrook, Ryan Barnett on the production, and Chase Charbula bringing you the best camera action angles in high school football.
That's right.
There you go.
And we want to thank all of our viewers out there. We're all the way up to 222 viewers right now. We hit the big time, guys. And Lee, like I told you earlier, you need to step your game up, but you told me.
Oh, I feel like I'm there.
You're there? Gotcha. Well, I tell you what, man.
Lee is all the confidence in the world right now.
We are now worldwide.
Prestige?
Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
There's a song that goes with that, but I don't know if we can sing that on the air.
No, let's see.
Let it go out. Let it go out. There we go.
Going to be an illegal procedure against the Comanches. Be good field positioning for the Cobras as they take their next drive. So 4:53 remaining in the game. Cobras trailing 34-27. So what's worked so far this evening in the second half, really, Lee, has been the run game with the corn dog formation, with the extra guys in the backfield, helping open up those holes and having those lead blockers for Ashton and Cooper to be able to drive the ball down the field. Looking to see if Coach is going to go ahead and continue to stick with that or just go ahead and go back to the spread and push it down the field. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and stick with the spread.
Well, the thing about that formation, I think that's important, it gives you that +1 blocker.
Yeah, it adds to that. And Ashton's been doing a heck of a job on the ground tonight with that. It's going to be a counter play to Cooper, though. He's going to split the defenders. He's off to the races right now. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to be closing in as Carson, as the ball does pop out, and Carson Schutte ends up falling on it inside the 10-yard line. Great run by Cooper, but Carson heads up play by the Comanche to be able to knock the ball loose. If things could go wrong.
Well, the positive to take away is you've got the Comanches buried deep right now. And, if that play scores, of course, you never want to turn down points. But that play scores, the Comanches are going to have the ball back with about 4 minutes to go. And Rob was talking about it just coming back from the commercial break. They ate up about 4.5 minutes on the last drive. And so that puts them in a situation where they could kind of end this game on their terms. So right now they're buried. If this group gets a stop here, they're going to have good field position, and they're going to have the better chance to come out of here with a win and end this game on their terms.
Yeah, and that was a huge heads-up play by Schutte there because he
that's
punched
smart
the
to
ball
punch
out.
from behind.
Yeah. So we'll see what they end up doing. 4:40 remaining in this ball game. Shiner taking their time right now because their quarterback just chased down the Cowboy all the way down the field.
Sprint.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to let this.
They're going to run it down
go.
and then call the timeout. Be my guess.
More than likely.
Because he's making no effort to get on the field right now.
Yeah, I think so. So with that, we'll take a quick timeout. Thanks to more of our sponsors. You're watching Cobra Football on the Cobra Sports Network.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. We're here in the pit with 4:40 remaining in this game. Cobra's trailing 34-27.
Pass play.
She's going to hand the ball off to, I think that's Rakin, and he is met immediately at the line and driven back by Brady Cope and number 60 Cullen Dyson on that tackle as well.
So
Yeah,
guys,
interesting look. That was we saw motion, and every time they show
motioned in the
motion,
block.
they've thrown.
So question, guys, just thinking, when do we start using our timeouts to preserve clock? Is it the 3-minute mark when you're on defense? I mean, at what point do you stop them from milking the clock here?
If you can get off the field on this series, I don't think you have to. But if they pick up this first down, then it's a different scenario.
And it runs right into the senior linebacker, Bo Bethany, and dropped after about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, because they're going to be able to take this all the way almost to 3 minutes before they snap the ball again.
Well, you continue to hold them here, but that 2-minute offense, right? That's what you've always worked. You always work on that 2-minute offense. So if we've got a little more than 2 minutes, we should be able to get going.
I think you're in good situation as long as where it is right now. You have to make this stop.
So here's 3rd and long, Lee.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if they throw the ball here. I don't think I would.
It's going to be the option. She's going to call his own number, cut up the middle.
Yeah. They want that tight end, that timeout to get used, take it out of our pocket, and I expect we're going to call it here.
No, they're not. They're going to let it go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
They're going to let them punt.
Wow.
Oh, we don't have all three. Coach Fellers did call that one when we were seeing pass play, and he called it. So you're right. You're right. With only two, you probably don't want to burn. You don't want to leave yourself with just one.
Just one.
And they are marching Kuchler out.
I was thinking we had all three in our pocket, but that kind of changes things.
Let's see here.
Yeah, they are marching Kuchler out here to return.
Big play. You got to watch the fake.
See if they try to kick away from him.
Right.
He comes up and fields it near the 45. Tries to find the outside. He's brought down at the 40, and that's number 5. That's Bishop again. He's just been all over the football field tonight.
Good job from the gunner there to make that open field tackle and corral a pretty elusive player in Kuchler.
40 yards in 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Well, let's see if Coach is going to elect to go with that corn dog and just grind
dog.
it out.
Yeah, I think right now the clock is not really a factor considering the field position. You just have to achieve the drive right now.
Now we're going back to the spread again. Cooper Martin on the running back lined up to Garza's right. Going to bring Kuchler in motion. Garza's going to pull it this time on that counter, on the fake counter, continue to churn forward. He's fighting for some yardage and finally brought down beyond the 30-yard line. Some hard running from number 7 there. Clock does stop momentarily as they get the chains reset.
Yeah,
but we're going to go down to 2 minutes now.
One thing we're going to try to be mindful of is make sure we continue to call that clock, because I know our viewers at home can't see it. So we will do our best to keep you all apprised as it winds under 2 minutes now.
2 minutes flat.
Pop pass up the middle to Giannis was the intended receiver. Dangerous throw, but the ball does fall incomplete. But it stops the clock with 1:57 remaining.
Yeah, I don't like that. Right now, this offense has had success moving it on the ground. I think you go that way as long as you can.
And here we go with the
batter
corn
up.
dog.
Batter.
The corn dog formation as LaRue and Wolfskill both check into the game.
Yeah, get close to that red zone. Wolfskill's what, 6'4"?
He said he's 6'6". That's what he
6'6"?
told me
Okay.
the other day.
All right. I'll take that too.
Garza's running up, continues to spin forward before he's finally brought down. Rankin was the first one to get to him. That's going to bring a third down and short. Minute 45 continuing to tick away here in this ball game. Cobras trailing 34-27.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door. That clock is not going to bother them as long as they continue to move the ball with success. Right now, they're not in a hurry.
They don't want to leave much left, I don't think.
That's exactly it.
Ball given to Martin. He lowers his head like a torpedo, bounces through, breaks another tackle, and he's into the end zone for a Cobra touchdown.
Big extra point coming here.
Huge. Great running by the Cowboy right there. That's the Cowboy that we're used to seeing. That hard downhill type runner where he runs into gets to the second level so fast, and when he gets there, he keeps his legs churned, is able to break multiple tackles.
That C package personnel, that corn dog offense is a real wiener.
Wow. Here all night long. Kick is up. And it is through. Bryce Warren gets it through, and we have a tie ball game with a minute 17 left out here at the Snake Pit, folks.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. This is
we
what
got
we came
a good
for.
one. That's it.
That's why we're here.
But we also came to hear score and drive recaps from Con Middle, and that's what we got right now.
There is not a sweeter one than this one we're about to hear.
Hey, it's Con Middle scoring drive. Hey, we got the ball in the 40, which made it a short field. Ashton Gardner had a run for 12 yards, 7 yards, kept the ball rolling, and then basically Cooper Martin took it 23 yards for a touchdown. Bryce Warren came in, kicked the extra point, tied up the ball game, and now we have a minute 17 left to either win the game or go into overtime.
Well, one thing we do have to highlight is that front five. And, of course, Rob, you alluded to it. Corn Dog doesn't give them a +1 on blocker, but really those guys up front are winning the battle now, and that was a design strategy when we came into this game that the coaching staff had put together, try to wear them down, see where you are late in the third quarter, fourth quarter. And right now, Industrial is winning that up front battle. Those guys are pushing and opening lanes for these backs to give them the ability to hit these big runs.
So we want a good kick here. We don't want it out of bounds.
Well, you know, they've struggled. They were struggled. The deep man on the right side has struggled. And so if I were them, I'd be putting it as far back on that back corner as I could.
Right. And double team number 5 on defense.
Yep. Make somebody else beat you.
Warren kicks it to the left, and that's going to be Bishop that fields it. He splits a couple of guys. Ball is on the ground, but Shiner does recover it. I didn't see if that was Wolfskill that came down and delivered the hit.
It sure looked
like it. But there was a lot of hits going on when the ball came out. Actually, not Wolfskill, 57. That's going to be Joshua Resendez.
Yeah.
That was a big hit, guys.
Yeah, that's why I love kickoff. That's my favorite thing ever to do.
Go hammer
I'm telling you.
And he's still having a hard time getting off the field.
That
wasn't Bishop. That was 6. He's the one off the field, unless he got caught up in it. And Bishop is at receiver.
Yeah, Bishop is lining up number 5 on the far receiver. They got twins out there. We're in shotgun formation. There's that. Oh! Dylan Rearick's hands! Shooting threw it right into number 6. Oh, my goodness. He did not take into account. Number 6 was sent right in his way. And the Cobras have the football with a minute 4 remaining in this ball game.
That was a shooty decision right there.
Wow.
I mean,
hey, a big OD lineman getting an interception, man, with a minute 12 to get the ball back to your offense. Wow. That is unbelievable.
What a play. What a play. No, Dylan Rearick has been in the backfield a lot tonight. He's made a lot of great tackles, fighting off that edge block. 3-man front going up against a 7-man front and doing a heck of a job tonight. And he comes up huge right here where the Cobras need him the most.
Hey, 5 tackles for loss and interception. That's a good night.
Yes. We don't have any hand in picking it, but I'm betting we're about to meet that gentleman on Wednesday night to give him a coin.
Here we go, back in the corn dog.
Garza's going to call his own number on that QB delay again up the middle. before he's brought down after about a 6-yard gain on that first down carry.
So clock winds now at 54 seconds. Cobras do have 2 timeouts still. So, they're going to have a 2nd and 4 here. It should get this play off at about the 40-second mark, maybe 38. And so you probably have this play you're going to start having to call one.
Yeah. Maybe take a shot here to stop the clock.
Yep. You got to throw that ball away.
Yo, he's still going. Get out of bounds, but I'm not sure if he did or not. We'll see where they end up stopping.
No, they're running the clock.
Well, it's going to stop on the first down set, so as long as they can get set and get ready, they should be able to get this play off. It's 22 seconds on the clock right now, or they may call timeout.
Yeah, okay. Coach elected to call a timeout. So good job on Ashton extending the play right there, looking downfield, keeping his eyes downfield, and forcing guys to stay back. And he was able to lower his shoulder and get the first down yardage. Would like to have seen him try to go out of bounds, but I'm not going to knock the young man for getting up there and making a play.
Yeah, anytime you can get the first down, then that you're right.
We still got one more timeout, so you got a good 2 plays here. We got first down, first and with 9 yards to go. I'd love to see that counter play right now.
Guys,
call the timeout.
I think we just continue to line up in that corn dog and just keep on running behind the guys. Ashton's done a good job. Keep it in one man's hand. Don't even worry about having to hand it off.
Well, you got one running play left in the bag. That's really it. Everything else is gonna everything else is gonna have to be in the air. So do you throw on the first and run on the second? Do you run on the first and throw after that? I don't know. I'll tell you one group that's fired up right now is our cheerleaders and this hometown crowd. These cheerleaders have been going all night long. And, man, you can hear the roar through the glass.
You can.
And it hasn't stopped. It's been continuous.
We're back to –
they're going back to that spread, so maybe they are going to throw it right here. We'll see. Or maybe
I'm sure it's some kind of run-pass option. Yeah, you would think let Garza make a decision.
And he is. He's splitting it. He's got to get to the outside, breaks the tackle, continues to run forward, but he runs out of bounds with 13 seconds left in the ball game. Ball's going to be marked around the 3-yard line.
Wow, that was key. I don't know how he went out of bounds still with forward progress moving forward to get that clock stopped. There was 2 defenders over there. It looked like they were going to be able to at least escort him out of bounds laterally and make us call that timeout. But Garza, that big body, he moved through the contact to make sure that he preserves that timeout.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Corn dog offense is back out there again. We'll see what Coach dials up right here as LaRue and Wolfskill check into the game. And Garza's going to run behind Martin and LaRue, and he gets into the end zone for a Cobra touchdown. They take the lead with 8 seconds left in the game.
Well, that sounds like a formula for success.
Yeah, that was a good formula for success, guys.
And I was wrong, guys, earlier. I said that the tying score is the sweetest Continental scoring recap we're going to have, but you know what?
The winning score.
The winning drive is a little bit sweeter. Yeah, we're going to get that one in just a minute.
Yeah.
The hold is down, and Warren is perfect on the night here in this home opener.
That's the big story.
8 seconds, guys.
Clutch kicking.
Yeah. Yes. 41-34, 8 seconds left in the ball game. That scoring drive needs a recap. It's brought to you by Con Metal. Rob, break it down.
Scoring drive, pretty simple. Ashton Garza went down the field and scored a touchdown, guys.
A game-winning touchdown.
Yeah. It was 7 yards, 6 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, 3 yards. Just right down the field, out of that formation.
It was set up by a good return from Kuchler.
Yeah,
it was. Of course.
No, great job highlighting that because you're 100% correct.
Well, the previous drive, I guess the interception was to set this one up. But overall, both times, short fields, this offense was able to go down, tie the score up, and then win the game in the second drive because of those key plays that set them up.
Ashton Garza, 227 yards rushing tonight.
How about that? He was the leading rusher for the Cobras last year. It's good to see him getting back into the groove of things again tonight. Cobras set up to kick this one away. And you know what? Hats off to the Shiner Comanches because we thought we talked about this over and over. We thought that we'd be able to come in here and just sit here and pound away on them and completely wear them down. But really, guys, I have not seen any sign of fatigue. That was really one of the only mistakes that Schutte has made tonight, was throwing that interception.
That was a big one.
It was a big one. Bishop fields the ball with 3 seconds left and brought down back in the 20-yard line. So you're just going to put everybody back here.
Yep.
And rush 3, I'm sure.
Special teams tonight has been a story. Special teams right there swarming. I mean, Bishop had nowhere to go. That is how you stay in your lanes and just swarm to the ball. And right now, the special teams has played big. Those extra points have been big. Every one of them was critical, and of course, the tying drive was clutch, and so, overall, those things are important if you want to win football games.
Yeah.
On that last drive there, I think Ashton Garza went out there with a purpose. They were on the 40, and he just said, I'm gonna put my team on my back. I'm gonna go down the field. I'm gonna score a touchdown, and we're gonna get this win.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to have out of your senior leaders, and we're seeing that with Quebeca. We're seeing that with Rierick tonight as well, and Ashton Garza. Coben Snyder, can't wait to see him get back out on the field here in a few weeks. But, those guys, that we talked to them earlier in the season, and they said their goal is to make this season special, make it theirs. They want to go one more, right? And that's exactly what they're trying to do. And in order to do that, they're going to have to take these guys and lead them. Yeah, and they're doing a heck of a job.
And
huge
that's
play by Rierick.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was about to say. Is you want that senior leadership. You want Ashton Garza to make that, put them on their back and get that score, because you don't want to squander that kind of turnover, that kind of game-changing play that Rierick had for them. I mean, anytime you can get an interception inside of the red zone, inside of a minute in the fourth quarter in a tie game, that's
was
unbelievable.
3rd and long, and I think that's the first time we stopped him other than the first quarter.
Well, one play left as there's 3 seconds left on this clock. Shiner's electing to go with their first spread offense of the night. Shooting in shotgun formation. He's dropping back.
Got pressure.
Steps up, fires it. He does have a receiver. Ball's flipped over to number 4, but he's on the ground. He's not going to get anywhere with it. Ball game over. Cobras take it. Here they win the second game of the season for the first time in like 6 years, I believe it was.
Yeah.
First time knocking off Shiner since 2011.
That's the other one, 2011. But you know what? It was a heck of a ball game. Shiner came out here to play. They have nothing to hang their hats on. Congratulations to them, and good luck to them for the rest of the season.
No, absolutely. Congratulations. The silver medal is something to, really, really special, boys.
Unless it's the gold MVP medal.
Yeah, here we go, talking about my picks. No, great job. Any final thoughts here?
Yeah, we won.
hey, we won. We didn't start the season 0-2. We had a really tough competitor tonight, and fought back. We were down, came back. We were down, we came back. Hopefully a lot of mental toughness after this game, guys.
Yeah.
Another thing, too, that we didn't highlight as well is coming back in the second half. I want to go back and look at it a little bit, but we started off with a little bit of a few penalties in the beginning of the game, and it seemed like we did get away from that in the second half.
Much cleaner second half.
Yeah, much cleaner second half, and that's a big thing that the Cobras have got to overcome and hurdle, and they did that the second half tonight. The other thing, keys of the game, right? Starting off, that quick draw. Putting that up-tempo offense seemed to do extremely well for the Cobras. I really like seeing that corn dog formation out there, adding those extra guys in there to help the run game with Ashton and Cooper.
Because the way they line that formation up, you really are. You got that sniffer back off to the side. That really gives you that +1, really on the weak side. So I mean, it's a huge play, and then you can put him in motion and then put the +1 on the other side. So that corn dog gives you a great ability to kind of get that +1 look you're looking for.
And what it's going to be fun to do is see what they design off of that, because with the success they had tonight, future opponents are going to be keying on that film.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be finding a way to take that away. So what is your secondary off of that? How are you going to use it to create new opportunities?
Instead of blocking,
and we know they're going to go to work on that.
What you do instead of blocking there, where Major goes up the block, he releases downfield and you drop it over the top.
We're going to see some things, because that's the next thing coming.
I'm sure there's some involvement out of there. But either way, Cobras take the win tonight. Good job for them. Looking forward to next week. We're going to be in bowling.
Ooh, the big town of bowling.
Yeah, get ready. We're going to be up on the top of the Dove blind up there.
We were there, remember?
We were there last year.
Yes,
so,
we were.
folks, if If you can't make it, you can always watch it here on the Cobra Sports Network. Don't forget to join us. Also, tune in this week, Thursday morning. It'll be posted, ready to go for this week's update in Cobra Sports. Get to meet this week's top performing athletes. I think I got my eye on a couple of them out here tonight.
I was going to say, I got some guesses.
There's two guys on this field tonight that really shine.
Yeah. There's going to, but overall, that team played well tonight. There was a lot of guys that had key contributions. But yeah, tune in next week. We'll hear how the weekend goes for cross country. We'll get some Tuesday night volleyball recaps and scores. A lot of Cobra action between now and Wednesday.
Yeah, and get ready for the biggest comeback in that pick'em.
Not after picking Mathis.
Folks, thanks for joining us. As always, it's a great day to be a Cobra. Until we see you next time, go Cobras.